praises, all praises to the Most High YAHAWAH. Welcome, brothers and sisters. It is good to be here. Thank you for being here. Please give me a one if you can see me and hear me very well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome, brothers. Welcome. We have a lot going on out there, brethren. So much things going on. Thank you for everybody that choose to be here. It is extremely good. Huh. Just a second. Let us click the like button. So this would be going to the others. What? This is weird. All right. This is weird. Give me a second. Yeah, there we go. Brothers and sisters, thank you. Welcome. Let us settle down. We are about to begin to study. Before we go any further, before we get any further, we'd like to thank everybody that are here, everybody that are supporting us, everybody that are cheerleaders for the Most High, everybody that want the nation to move forward, everybody that want to see positive things, everybody that want to see the whole nation being on a high frequency. As we discussed this many times before, and we want to let the nation, the people know that you are being admitted in a spiritual hospital. Therefore, you must be at peace, and you cannot disturb your peace, even worse, somebody else's peace. So with that being said, brethren, we must and we have to produce our own things that can make the nation feel good, and so we can vibrate on a higher frequency, because we know the demons, the people out there, they are feeding on our misery, they are feeding on our fear and our emotion. That is why I told the whole nation that is, if you want to being emotionally detached to the out world, you're supposed to be attached to the Heavenly Father only. Once you attach to the Most High, everything will be good. Brothers, I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm a saint. My family is all messed up. That is why I have so much time to spend with you guys, because I do not want to spend any time with them, because they are scumbags, they are douchebags, they are bastards, and they are very, very wicked. So that is why I do not want to spend any time with them, and I spend time with you guys. Okay, so because of that, brothers, you have to detach yourself, because if you stay in life, and there's one thing many things out of them. The first thing, taking glory from the Most High. taking glory, which is another word, giving glory to someone. Yeah. The second thing is gossip. Another word, conspiracy. If there's anything I despise is gossiping, conspiracies. Well, I'm not quite sure if they're the same thing. But I say like the second thing, conspiracy. The third thing is gossiping. People gossip, talking hish about people they don't even know. They have Kiko. A lot of my family members, they are diplomats at gossiping. They have their PhD in gossiping. And I cannot stand gossip, man. I cannot stand that. Rumors, people always, there's always some rumors and all that nonsense. I cannot stand it. I despise that. That is why we are here. We mind our own business, which is the Most High's business. Now, brethren, if we want to keep the same energy moving on, we must and we have to do something beyond that. And when I say something beyond that, brothers, we talk about this in the prayer. And turn on this thing. Starting to get really hot in here. Well, when I say this, brothers, and I meant the family over here, we need to start producing. One man cannot do this job. We cannot wait on one man to do it. It has to be collectively done as a group. As Dr. Claude Anderson said it, groupism. We have to move as a face. We have to punch as a face. We are all fingers. We have to come together to form a face and punch. When we punch as a face, there is more damage. There's the blow is well delivered. But if you punch as fingers, you're going to break your fingers. That is why, brethren, we have to do this. We have to move as a nation. By that I mean every single person here have a specific talent. You may not know it yet. You may not be able to sing or write songs or making beats, but the Most High give you a talent. It gave you something. It gave you some type of talent, some type of ability you can use to bring His glory, to put His glory in the forefront. I don't know if any of you out there, if you're an athlete, compete in the Olympic for the Most High. Make an oath with Him, make a covenant. Tell the Most High I'm going to compete in the Olympic when I want a gold medal, and I'm going to come up right in front of the TV and say, I want this for the nation of Yasharala. Genesis 13, verse 15, the 400 is over. And I want this for YAHAWAH. All praises to the Most High. You give the Most High all praises. And you bring this gold medal to the nation. Whatever country you run for, you don't give it to them. You keep it. You bring it to us. Some of you are pretty good runner here. Yeah, that's the last thing I'm going to talk about. Speed running. Anything running or anything like that. I mean, if they had any, competition in the Olympic by eating chicken, I guarantee you Big Levi would have come on top with that trophy, plus all the gold medal and everything else. I'll have a lifetime of chicken supply. Where's my holy whistle? Damn it. Yeah. That's no, I would have done that. If they had anything related to, eating, I would sit there with my gold medal, in my neck, just chill, The unbeatable Big Levi. You cannot beat this guy. But unfortunately, the Most High did not give me this type of teas. He gave me some to make music, and then write some movies and stuff like that, and I am going to use it. Brethren, with all seriousness, we have to move forward, and if we move for the Most High. And before we moving, brothers, there we have to make what they call preparation. We have to be prepared. Okay, all those things that we are saying here, we said them before, well, not a year ago, 7 months ago, because we will be a year, will be a year old in September 1st, I believe. Yeah, yeah, there are legitimate eating competition around the world. I know this. I was rejected. I tried to enter a flatulence competition, and I wasn't too good at that. They reject me. They say I'm not Joseph Pujol, so they cancel my application. Well, out of fear too. If you go to one of those things and then you're a smoker, and then you put up a lighter, white out those, a bunch of fat guys on stage with mic stuck to the butt, and they are competing, and then you go there with the lighter, you know, that will create another Hiroshima, man. That's talking about people who are like, oh, afraid the world will end up in nuclear power. Just go over there and do this. That said, the most I gonna have to make another earth. But anyway, brothers, with all that's being said, we all, each of us have a talent, and we must use this talent to bring glory for the Father. And again, some people gonna take this and they're going to do exactly what I said here. Please don't try to build a bomb and then drop it somewhere and say you did this for the Most High because you were inspired by some fat guy you're watching on YouTube called Big Levi. Please, 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 people, full disclaimer and full disclosure. Don't do anything like that, because the nation got a lot of good people and a hell of a lot of scumbags. So don't do this, brothers. Okay, please don't do anything like that. Now, beloved, we are about to study this. Please click the like button so the nation can find this. Okay, so now the pillar of fire, beloved. We are going to go a little we're going to do a little recap to what happened when Moses went to see the Hebrews, and then he went over there and then he started talking to them, brothers. So I don't know. I should wait on another 5 minutes. You know what? Let me just wait another 7 minutes. Let's give it 20 minutes for the people, for the rest of the nation to get there. In the meantime, brothers, let us discuss some of the things that happen as of today. As you start seeing, brothers, they all start getting, well, they were already nervous, but they'll start seeing certain our people that much. So the focus right now is being on the so-called Indians and then the others. Which one of you saw the video of the beloved brother Big Judah about high frequency? Before we move a little further, we're not gonna take that much time. We want everybody to be on point here before we move in. All right, all right. Okay, seen it. Okay, now with all that being said, and I'm assuming all the people that saw this video also saw that video that I just uploaded. And there are two key things in them. One, in the video Big Judah just uploaded yesterday, it mentioned, brothers, not even mentioned, you can hear the guy saying the same thing. He said the same thing. For those of you remember the first video that I upload about the ley line, that's the grandmothers, the spider grandmothers, when we call the Mosai tell us like those people are building the ley lines, and they are using the churches. And I had the extreme difficulties. Now I understand why the Mosai took that word out of my mouth. A steeple. I could not find this word. Sometimes, brothers, I cannot find something, and I want to say I forgot how they say this word. Remember that time when people were typing it in the comment board? They say it's called a steeple, the steeple of the church, or antennas. Okay, the steeple of the church. The most I bring us this knowledge years ago, like years ago. The steeple, all the steeple, the mosque, they have, all of them have steeple. They are antennas, and they have some type of energy that go through them, and that's how they draw the energy. Yeah. So now those people in the video, now you heard them saying, "Oh yeah, yeah." So those people build churches on top of ley lines so they can draw energy, they can draw the people energy. Yo, just come clean, man. You know where the truth at. You are copying the truth. Just come clean. Just tell the nation. You don't have to come here though. You don't have to come here. Just bow the knee unto the Most High. Said, well, brothers and sisters, all my people out there that are following me, what I'm about to tell you right now is going to make a lot of you unsubscribe, but so be it. What you're calling black people, what you're calling African American, Negroes, the one that went to the slavery, or the one that we mistreated, are the true chosen children of God, the God that created the heaven, the earth, and everything in them, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God that I'm worshiping. And we're going to pay for that. I bow the knees of my heart. I'm letting all my family worship the Most High. As for me, I'll worship Him. You do whatever you do. Just tell the truth. To hell with everybody else. But when you see us and then copy it, saying those are committed by all grays, reptilian, alien, you're not giving the Most High credit. You have to give you never you don't want to give the Most High credit. Everything is alien. Alien created us. Alien do this. Alien do all of this scumbag stuff, and then you push the Most High in the back. The heavenly creator, the heavenly creator. You push him in the back. If you continue doing this nonsense, you're going to be taken care of. The Most High is going to come after you and he's going to get you. Okay? Now, another thing that happened in my video, you can see that what they do in the video that I put the thumbnail saying the Elamites sorrow. And those Indian, the big, probably one of the biggest Indian news network, they took the same thumbnail that I made a week ago. Yesterday, they took that thumbnail, they make the exact same thing, the exact same picture. What are the coincidences? What are the coincidences, brethren? Slowly but surely, they are copying, pushing it. And we told you, our word, you don't need to copy it because it cannot be copied. The word is free. You can take it. Just tell the truth. Just tell people the reason why this is happening in India because of the way we treat the Most High's children. Just come clean. We understand your frustration. We understand the fear that you felt because we went to the same thing, brothers. Yeah, we understand that. Just tell the truth, man. If you keep telling lie, you are furthering you what you are doing. You are multiplying your sorrow because it won't stop. The more you deny us, the more you're going to receive from the Most High. Brothers, 23 tornadoes touched down in less than 24 hours. This is no joke, brothers. Explosion is happening anywhere. This thing is spiking. A lot of things is going on. Fires and all that. Now, since it's been 20 minutes, brothers, let us go ahead. Let us move to the pillar of fire, brothers. We are going to read letter 6, page 378. If you have the book, beloved brothers, okay? If you have the book, we are going to go in page 378. This is going to be uh a recap. Now, little Ramesses, Sesostri's son, went to looking for Moses. He went to Midian, the land of Midian. Jethro, rural Jethro, is the prince or the king of Midian. He was a high priest. He was a Hebrew Midianite. He had 7 daughters. When Moses was in a way to go see Jethro, the daughters were drawing water from the well, and then 7 couple of fellow came in. They were thugs. They were trying to get with the daughters, and then they were trying to feed their goats first. And Moses kung fu their asses back to the wilderness. And now they run to their father Jethro. Jethro said, "Go get him. We have to feed this man. They broke bread, they eat, and all that. We good." So now Jethro gave Moses Zipporah, his daughter, a Hebrew woman to be his wife. And with Zipporah, brothers, Moses has many sons. Most of them die. Only 2 of them remain. 2 little kids. Well, they weren't little kids. One of them was 16. One of them were 18. We'll say teenagers. The rest die. Why? Because they were wicked. Because Zipporah, she gave Moses a lot of hell, man. She did give Moses. She's a very smart woman. She's a daughter of a priest. You know, the priest's daughters, well, they are very smart. They don't behave. They really don't behave. Zipporah actually get it with Moses all the time. In a book of Exodus, when Moses was about to perform the circumcision on his son, when he got the whole squad to the Israelites, she was fighting Moses. There was a big fight. She didn't want Moses to perform the circumcision, and Moses tell him, "You don't understand what's going on. This has nothing to do with mutilation. This has something to do with the law and stuff like that." And then she cursed Moses out. She told Moses, "You're a bloody man to me. You're an abusive husband. Look at what you did to our son." And Moses was trying to explain to her and things like that. She didn't want to hear that. So that's one of the reasons why Miriam and in the book of Joshua, uh, Aaron actually took her and her kids and sent them away because they were causing a lot of trouble. There were a lot, and then plus, she's a Hebrew, but not a Hebrew Israelites. There were a lot of strife back then. So now Moses met with the elders, brothers. After he met the Mosai was in the bush, in the burning bush, gave Moses the word to go over there and tell his nation, his people, that the God of your forefathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is going to take you out of Egypt in a mighty hand and give you a land flowing with honey and milk, the land of the Canaanites and the Amorites. So Moses went over there. He went talking to the guys, and then he told them they had a meeting. They had a meeting by Jacob's well at midnight, full moon. The Egyptians doesn't get out because they have a saying, they have a conspiracy that the well of Jacob is haunted. The well of Jacob actually is so deep it go to the lower part of the earth, which means hell. There are demons under there. They were too afraid to go there because if they go, the demon's going to come out, the little devil's going to grab them and drag them and then go to the well with them and kill them. They were afraid of that. They were afraid of the Hebrew at night. We made a great comparison from this well in the 1804 meeting, aka Bwakaima meeting, when all people go meet there in the swamp, and then the French say they were going to do voodoo there. There are crocodiles and alligators. They don't want to meet there because they will get eaten, so they stay home. And when they went to the meeting, brothers, the first thing they say, they're going to take out the black collaborators. The black collabs. The black collaborators, who were they? The suck up, the scumbag, the traitors, the one that always there, and then they are watching this channel, listen to something, and then quickly make a phone call to the Vatican, quickly make a phone call to the authorities, snitch, and they say we're going to take those guys out first, and then they kill all the black collaborators. And then the enemy has no intel, they has nothing going on, and then they took them out. In fact, it was one black American would move upon him, and then his eyes glow, he's just one, and then he leaped. And then he landed in a town of where they have the so-called white men. He massacred the whole town. He was the one who started that thing by himself, like early. That thing was they were supposed to wait until they got all the general of the earth, or all the general of the enemy coming in one spot for a meeting and then massacre and kill all of them. This dude went to a place, a plantation. He killed every single person in there, and the whole thing took off. Right after that, brothers, I'm going way off course. A lot of so-called black Americans, they left here, they settled in Haiti till this day. Their descendants still there. And they have those people recording books. We know who they are. They have a specific town, their descendants still there. The one that fought. So the same thing happened in the time of Moses, and the same thing going to happen now. Moses met with them. Then again, there was a scumbag there named Korah. Korah said, yo, I remember this guy. Your name is Moses. You were raised as an Egyptian. And who the hell are you to come over here and tell us to leave? We've been living here for over 400 years. I'm good here. I prefer to worship the Egyptian than to fight them. And then another old man stand up and told Moses, like, who the F are you? If God truly sent you, show us the miracle. You have no right. Remember that buck tooth guy? Where's my tooth, man? I had my teeth here. That's my daughter. Ah, man, where's my teeth? Ah, man, it was over there. Ah, here we go. Oops. I find the teeth. Yeah, remember that guy? Remember right here? Remember this guy? Yo, Moses, who the heck are you, man? Who are you? The Moshe didn't give you nothing. Why are you coming over there and telling us? Huh? If the Moshe truly sent you, do all the miracle. Do it. Do it. And then Moses said, what? Did you question me? He said, yeah. And then Moses pulled up the rod. He threw the word at his feet. And then the rod turned into a giant, like a giant freaking anaconda and stuff. And the snake wrapped him around. And the snake squeezed his ass. And the snake popped up his head on top of him. And the snake looked at his eyes. And the eyes of the snake was fire. And then he screamed. And then he passed out. And then the snake unwrapped him. And then he fell on the floor. Till that, brothers, one of them still happened. She said, this is magic. Hey, he did this because he was with the Egyptian. He know how to do this thing because he's a magician. And Moses turned around. He looked at this dude. He said, I'm a magician. He said, I learned all about the Egyptian, but I never learned about his magic. He said, put your hand in your bosom. Put your hand in your chest and your belly. He put his hand in his belly. He said, put it out. And the guy put his hand out, and then his hand turned white. And the guy, and Moses said, put it back on your belly. He put it back and plugged it. Oh. Till that brother said, like, oh, I don't know about that. So, I don't know, man. This nigga coming over there. And one guy came and he said, okay. So, now, all right. God sent us. Where he's going to put us? Moses said, he got a land, the best of the best, flowing with milk and honey. He's going to give us that land. He said, what kind of land it is? Who lived there? He said, the Canaanites and the Amorites. Remember, brothers, the Canaanites and the Amorites, they were giants. They were giants. They were the few remained. Well, not few, millions, if not billions of those guys were there. If not billions of them. They were all over the land. And one of them say, "Oh man, hey man, whoa, yo, yeah, you see, this is what this is exactly why you brought us here. You are evil men." The other guy, he still pass out though. Like Doeg, he still pass out. He has no idea. He has no idea what's going on because he's dead asleep. He pass out. And then one dude say, "Okay, I got it. Pharaoh sent you here because you are former Egyptians. Now you come back. Look at us. We 3 millions. How are we going to traverse the desert? Because there's no more grave for us here. You want to go bury us in the desert." And Moses said, "No, the Most High God." They talked to Moses, and then Moses took a vase and poured it, and then the water turned into blood, and then they all agree. The scumbag, bucktooth monster guy, he was on the floor. He fell on the floor. What happened? I had a dream. There was a big snake, but I don't know what happened. What do you think happened, man? Hmm? Everything good? Where's Moses? In my dream, I saw Moses, and there was a snake or something and stuff like that. So, what's going on? Hmm? And then they explained to him and told him, "Hey, it really did happen to you." It's like he got on his knee, he worshiped the Lord. Yeah, that was Korah, the scumbag. Yeah, Korah did this, I believe. I didn't really look at this guy's name, but his name is Korah. Let me see where we are, brothers. Okay. Okay. Let me see. His name was Korah. Korah, I remember thee. I was educated as an Egyptian, but I know. Okay, that's Korah that said this, right? Um, yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now let's go to letter 7. All right. Letter 7, brothers, page 381. And the book letter, if you have the PDF, it's letter 7, and the book is 381. Now, 381. Moses has met Pharaoh. Now, Moses, brothers, Moses is marching, man. And they agree now. They say, okay, God is with him. Let us go see what's going on. Okay, they believe Moses. So now, Moses has met Pharaoh face to face and demand of him the liberty of the Hebrew nation. The scene in the throne room was deeply interesting and striking, and I will endeavor briefly to convey to you the conception of it. So this is what happened when they're about to meet. When they're about to meet Pharaoh. The king on that day gave audience in the throne room. When, according to the custom, no one, however humble, was refused permission to lay his petition before his king at the hour appointment. Let me see where I can find. Okay. All right. Let me stop right here. There is a section, there is a time that the Pharaoh give audience. That means it gave time for people to come and plead their plea in front of him to make known their concern. No matter who you are, Pharaoh will listen to you on that day. So during this day, Pharaoh was judging, and Moses, Aaron, and 7 other elders dressing nicely, priestly robe. Moses with that staff, that rod, with his full beard, his long dreadlocks, and Aaron, everybody, all the elders, all the old men dressing, and then they were walking. They were walking towards where Pharaoh stayed at. So Pharaoh was sitting on his throne, and then there's a woman that kneeled in front of him. So the woman was like, "Please, Lord God, Pharaoh, don't kill my son. He killed this poor ibis by mistake. He was just playing with his owl and bow, and then the owl flew and injured the ibis." And Pharaoh said, no, he killed a god. He injured a god. By the law, he must die. Take her away. And her son killed him. These women, you know, brothers, this is very important. The Egyptians, they worship animals as their god. Literally, literally all their animals are their gods. Oh, give me a second. All right. Literally, brothers, all the animals are their gods. One, they worship the bull as their gods. Two, they worship cats as their god. Three, they worship frogs as their gods. Three, they worship locusts. They worship ibis, birds, all kind of birds. They worship them. Remember that Tyree merchant, the merchant that was in Egypt, and something happened by accident. He killed one of the cats. Remember when he was flying and running, he saw Sesostris and Moses. That happened 50 years ago, or 40, 42, 43 years ago. And then he saw Sesostris, he threw himself at his feet. He said, my Lord, please save me. They're about to kill me. And then the whole crowd come after him. And then they grab him. And they say, give us this man. He killed one of our gods. We're about to kill him. And even Moses could not, even the prince of Egypt could not save this guy. They took the fellow. They went to one of their temple. They beat him. They beat him. They beat him until he fell on the ground. They stomped him. The whole public stomped him until his body turned into a paste pop like paper mache. They pop his body. They stomp upon his body until they made his body into a paste. And they took the paste. They feed it to the cats of the temple. So now you got this woman. She has a son, a little boy. He was playing with the arrow and a bow, and then he shoot them, and one of the arrow went somewhere and then injured ibis or ibis. They look like one of those egrets, one of those crane-like animals. So this woman, they got her son. They're about to kill it. She went to Pharaoh to make a supplication and ask Pharaoh, please, do not destroy my son. I'll do anything. She said, according to the law, your son killed a god. He injured a god, so he must be killed. And he said, take her away. And there were like 6 guards on each side, and Moses and Aaron on his right side, Moses on the left, and 7 elders behind are coming. They are walking, but they don't seem like they are walking. There's a light shining upon them. They seems like they are floating slowly. They are coming. And the guards of the tower saw them. And then one of the guard and took his spear. He was about to move and stop them. And then when he looked at Moses, give him a glimpse, just one glimpse. And then he back off. The weapon fell on his hand. And then he back off. And then those guys just slowly but surely they floated right inside Pharaoh's throne. When they get to the throne room, Pharaoh sit down in his chair, and then he saw the people coming, and then he's like, "Who the hell are this? What the hell? Who? They didn't even announce those guys. How did they get here?" Because, again, brothers, we told you cannot just walk up in the throne room like this. There's an announcer, somebody that has to announce you. And when the guard looked upon Moses' face, he saw an authority. He saw a strength. He saw a glory in his face. His weapon fell out of his hand. He backed off. And Moses and the 7 elders and Aaron walked. And then the king said, who the hell are those guys? Where's my page? Why didn't you announce those? Who are you guys? And then the guard shaking said, those are Hebrews. Hebrews? Here in my throne room? Kill them. You there, kill them. And all the guard, they put out their weapon and then they put it back. And everybody just freeze. Moses just look at them. He look on the left, he look on the right, they just froze. They just froze in place. And Pharaoh was like, what the hell is going on? Move! Nobody can do anything. And Pharaoh, what did you dogs want? Moses came in, took the rod, and hit the ground with it. Bam! And Aaron came in forth. And Aaron says, my beloved king, peace be with you. It is very unusual. We are coming here in a very bad circumstances, and we want to talk to you. We have a very clear message from our beloved Heavenly Father. He stipulates that you, O King Tohthmeses the fourth, must let his people go. They have to go to the wilderness. So they have to, whoa, I'm not gonna let anybody, who are you to come over there and tell me what to do? Who are you? You guys are Hebrews. You're best people. And then Moses, he said something else. Let me say. And then Moses rebuked him. And then he actually, he fell back. When Moses talked, when the whole temple shake, he fell back. He like, damn. Because he's young, brothers. He's 42 years old. He doesn't know Moses. Moses is 81. Aaron is 83. All the elders. He doesn't know anything about the God of Israel. All he know, those people are slaves. Give me something. He said a quote. Yeah, he said, who is the Lord? Demand the king. Who is the Lord? Demand the king. That I should obey his voice and let Israel go. I know that the Lord neither will I let Israel go. What threats are these, O captain of the guard? Seize this Hebrew and put them in prison. The captain of the guards prepared to obey, but not a soldier move. The majesty of Moses has a fixed eyes upon them, and where they were paralyzed them. Then Aaron answered. Okay, Moses paralyzed them. The Most High give Moses this ability. If he look at you, he can paralyze you. So everybody just paralyzed. They can't move. And Aaron, remember, Aaron was the mouthpiece. He was eloquent. He could talk politically. And Aaron said, he is the God of the Hebrews, O king, the Lord of the sun and upholder of worlds. He hath met with us and commanded us to go 3 days' journey out of Egypt and to the desert and sacrifice unto him, as our fathers aforetime did. And if we disobey his voice, he will fall upon us and destroy us with pestilence or with the sword. For what other people is there that not do their sacrifices, save our nation? Therefore, thus say the Lord of the Hebrews to thee, O king of Egypt, let my people go, that they may hold a holy feast to me in the wilderness. And the king got angry, man. The king said, by the gods of Egypt, ye Moses and Aaron, cries the king. So he's standing up. He said, by the God of Egypt, you Moses and Pharaoh and your God, I defy your God. I defy him. I'm going to mop you, Moses and Aaron. You know what? Get the hell out of my way. I ain't gonna let Hesh go. Get out. Leave my throne. He was saying this with a rage and also with fear, brothers. He feared them. Okay? The Hebrews, wherefore ye hinder the people from the works, get you and these old men with you unto your burden. Ye seek to destroy Egypt. For if the Hebrews, which are now many in the land, let be 3 days from the burden, they will do mischief and make sedition. Get thee from my presence. But for the gray head, O Aaron, you should be put to death. This is new thing in Egypt. Let them forth, he called to his servant. And then he said, like, oh, I'm gonna let you so you guys can go in the wilderness and then plot it again and come back and kill me. I'm gonna kill all of you, all you old ass nigga. You, Aaron and Moses, all of you old bastards. I'm going to kill all of you. God seized them. And then he called to come. He called again to come pick them up. And then Moses said, O King Tohthmeses, the God of the Hebrew, whose I am servant, will yet make thee know his power, and that there is none else, no other but him. When Moses said that, the whole house, the whole place shook, and the king sit down. He tucked his tail between his goat leg. He skipped back to hell where he belonged. He be quiet. The king made no reply. He sunk back onto his throne, overcoming with surprise. And I could perceive a certain look and fear in his eyes. Prince Amunophis followed the retiring ambassador of God, and they reached the vestibule. He gave orders to the other guard to arrest the whole company, but with a gesture of his hand, Moses caused them to retire before him, and the prince, returning with amazement, he said to the king. Moses told him this, and then Moses, Aaron, and the 7 elders left the place. And then when they're about to leave the place, the prince, Amunophis, the king's son, he's 20 years old. And then he run after Moses. He's like, God, get him, get him. And then all the God were running to Moses, and Moses just calmly, professionally wave his hand. And then all the gods just stand still. They just retire. They were going to come after him. Moses do a sign. And then they all went back. And then they stand there, put their heads down. And then Moses and the whole crew get out. And then when the prince saw that, he like, oh, shh. He ran back to the king. He said, my father, my king, those men, God, don't F with them. Yeah, it was a Jedi thing. Moses just look at them, he just stretches in upon them, and then they all retire back. He said, they are men of God. Don't F with them, man. I'm curious. What's wrong with you? Niggas just also wave his hand and everybody, retired and stuff like that. Stuff. And the king like, oh shit, what we gonna do? If I hear more of them, say Pharaoh. This is the king talking. If I hear more of them, answer Pharaoh. By this time, we recover from his emotion. So he's sunk in his chair. Now when Moses left, the pride. Look at those muscles over here. Oh, man, this guy's like, if them niggas come back over here, man, that's the last time. I'm going to have all of them killed. I'm the king, God dang it, man. So when Moses was there, you never said anything like this, but, now Moses left, so you all pumped and all that. Whatever, man. Yeah, man. Okay, whatever. Duh. I will know whether they are gods or men. They shall die by the life of Osiris. Do these Hebrews want more work? The son actually came back. He told them, not only those guys are the men of the Lord, but they are gods themselves. He just waved his hand, and all the soldiers, they backed down. And then it started, brothers. It started. The king then commanded to come before him his chief officer, governors, captains, and head of taskmaster, and said to them, ye shall no more give the Hebrew people straws to make bread. As there has healed, therefore, let them go and gather straws for themselves. And the number of bricks which they have made, therefore, shall you bind them too. Ye shall not diminish aught thereof, for they are idle and cry. This is a very powerful thing he just said here. Man. Again, brothers, whoever said water has no energy can take Moses' snake and turn it into a rod. I'll leave it at that way. So, Pharaoh gave an order, said, the Hebrews, don't make straws for them anymore. They will make their own straws. And not only that, beat them, increase the labor, and call them, if they don't want to do this, beat them. And one of the taskmasters said, but the Hebrews are the hardest working Negroes out there. They are doing way better than we thought. Everything is moving just fine. He said no, because they are lazy and they keep complaining. And then he said, amplify their soul, their toil, amplify their souls, amplify their work, put as much more as you can upon them. Let there be let there be more work laid upon the men, that they may be so employed that they has not leisure to regard vain words of Moses and Aaron. He said, make the men work, focus on the men. Give them so much work that they will be busy and they will not listen to Moses. In other words, harass the men all the time because they are the head. Give them prison time, long prison sentences, always harassing them. Give them so much entertainment so they would never have time to focus on the Most High's voice. They will never have time to study. They will never have time to come together and be together. Thus, my dear father, the first result of the interposition of Moses for his people is to increase their oppression, yet their God is above all and will manifest his power for their deliverance. Okay? Now, this letter is done. We are now in page 385. This is what happened in page 385. Now, brothers, we're going to do, if we spend 3 hours today, let's see, the fast tomorrow, Friday, we could be done. We'll be finished with this Friday. We could be done with this tomorrow. You know what? I'll done with this tomorrow. I don't know. This is not my schedule. Now, brothers. Okay. All right. We on page 385, brothers. We're going to do letter 8. Let me see where we're going to stop it, because I know all the stories on my head, and then it's just certain of them I don't want to go into because they are all right. Okay, brothers, let's go to letter 8. It's gonna get a little uncomfortable for some of you because the king about to do something that they didn't say it in the Bible. Okay, they said it, but when you're ready to say, "What? Whoa, that's what he did." Okay, so they said it. When you read this, you'll understand why the Musa had to do all those things, because that king went bat-hish crazy because of what happened. It's gonna take us a little time, but let us read. This is page 385, letter 8. My dear and venerable father, many days have passed since I wrote to you. You will wish to hear the ultimate issue of command of Pharaoh to increase the burden of the Hebrews and its effects upon them. So the burden has been increased, brothers. They are making the Hebrew working well, way over time. Now, so in obedience and all of that, brothers, the Egyptians, they made it a law. They didn't want to do this, but it's because of the Pharaoh they did. And they make them working more. They don't bring in them any straws. They make them go get the straw, make the brick, take the brick, bring it to the city, build the house. They make them do everything, and then they are beating them. As they're off, one half of the time of many is consuming searching the highways and field instead of being all the time. As hereforth engaged only in making bricks, the task put upon them is an impossible one, and everywhere the sounds of the rod and whip, the cry of sufferers goes up to the land. So what they are doing, brothers, that the work was so bad. Can you imagine? Can you imagine you wake up 6 a.m. in the morning, you walk 50 miles to gather you walk 50 miles to gather the straws, and then walk back 50 miles to make the brick, to mixing the brick and stuff like that. And then once you work 6 hours to get there and 6 hours to come back, and then you spend another 6 hours to make the bricks and stuff, and you cannot go to sleep if until you make certain of bricks. And then our people were dying. They were dying. They were dying, brothers. And then they say like 1/3 of them die in the road to go get the straws, because the straws were supposed to get by animals, put them in like asses and camels and stuff, and then pull them. The straws supposed to be gathered a month earlier, so they will have enough straws. But they make them go get the straws, bring the straws, mix it, make the bricks. At least the elders officers of Hebrews for their own people are often made their taskmasters, who also had the account of the Egyptian captain for the fulfillment of king's command. You see what they say here? Some of those Egyptian taskmasters were Hebrews, beating on their own people. Just like today, brothers. That's how you got. Well, I never call those people our own people, like those Cadence Owens, whatever they held the name of that witch. So all those so-called feminists out there, they have them beating on their own people. All those Tommy Sotomayor, that ain't new, man. Mm-hmm. So the Hebrew get courage from despair, and meeting the king as he was aboard in his chariot, cast himself before him, crying, "Wherefore hast thou dealt with us? It is not our fault that we cannot make up the number of breaks as hereof, seeing straws is not giving us, and thy servant are beaten, but the fault is in thine own officer." So some of the Hebrews, brothers, okay, they were dying, and then they run to the king. They saw the king passing on his chariots, and then they laid themselves down. They said, "Oh, my king, why are you doing this to us? It is not our fault. We love, don't get us work. We Negroes love to work. But this is not our fault that we cannot get the straws. The task that you put upon us is way too heavy. We cannot do this. It's impossible." And the king said, very, very angry, say, ye are idle. It called them lazy. Say you are lazy. That's why, brothers, this thing been going for thousands of years. The moment you walk out of the plantation, you lazy. You lazy. Even you were working all day, all night, you lazy. If you complain, you lazy. He said, ye are idle. Ye are idle. You are a bunch of lazy ass fools. Ye are idle, ye are idols, ye have not enough to do, or ye would have not think ye had time to go into the desert to sacrifice to your God. Go, therefore, and do your task, for there shall no straws be given to you. You say you guys are a bunch of lazy ass people. All you want to do is just like go into that desert and worshiping your God. That's what you're crying. You are lazy. That's what you want to go do. You don't want to do any work. Get the hell out of my face. Get out of here, and you will receive no straws. And he said, and no straw. And the Hebrews say, and shall we deliver the tale of the breaks, they cry, to the last one of them, answered the king. Okay. And with an impatient sign to them to stand aside from his chariot wheels, he dashed forward on his way, attended by his brilliant retinue. He had a bunch of people with him. The unhappy men then perceived that they were in evil case, as one of them said to me, relating the interview and meeting Moses and Aaron in the fields not long afterwards. One of the number said indignantly and with grief. So Pharaoh cursed them out and said, "Get back to work." And then he run with all his people laughing. And everybody run, all the suck up that was with him, they run and laugh with him, and they left. And then one of the guy meet with Moses, and then he was so pissed off, and then he told Moses, "The Lord look upon you, Moses and Aaron, and judge you, because by your interference with the king that has put a sword into the hand of Pharaoh to slay us." Say, Moses, Aaron, man, may God kill you scumbags, man. You guys give, because of what you dudes did, you give Pharaoh a sword to kill us. He gave us more work, he's going to kill us. Moses looked sorrowfully and troubled, and raising his eyes heavenward, and he left them without a reply, for he wot not how to answer them. They heard him cry unto his God and said, Moses got alarmed, because Moses was not expecting this. Again, brothers, when the Most High give us a task, we think this task is going to be easy. When the Most High say, I want you to do something for me, give my people peace, rally with them, study with them, we think it's going to be easy. And then we go there and then start doing the easy thing. And then when the tough things start happening, when you start getting attacked. And Moses thought like he was going to go ahead and tell Pharaoh, let the people go. And then when I said, all right, take them. I'm tired anyway. I don't want to be messed with your God, so just take your people and stuff. Nope. That's not what happened. Many times, brethren, we think things going to be easy. But the Most High has a way of doing things. This is one of the things that is very complex with the Most High. It's not easy to worship him. It's not easy, brothers. The Most High always want to make a point. And then Moses raised his hand upon heaven and he said, Lord, wherefore hast thou so evil entreated these thy people? Why is it that thou didst send me? For since I came to Pharaoh to speak in thy name, he hath done evil to these people. Neither, O Lord YAHAWAH, hast thou delivered thy people at all. Moses was pissed off. Moses said, Oh Lord, why? Why did you do this evil thing unto our people? Why did you do this? Why did you bring this evil? Why did you even call me and let me go over there and tell them like you're going to free them? Ever since I went and talked to Pharaoh, he didn't free your people. In fact, he made them working more. He shoot them more. He killed them more in the street. Why, Lord? Then a voice came from heaven which they heard and said, Thou shalt see what I will do to Pharaoh, for he shall let you go and drive you out of his land. I am the Lord who spake to thee in Horeb, out of the bush, out of the burning bush, and I appeal unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, by the name of God Almighty. But by my name, YAHAWAH, was I not known to them? I have heard the groaning of the children of Israel. Wherefore say unto them, I am the Lord, and I will bring you out of from under the burdens of Egypt, of the Egyptians, and I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a God, and ye shall know that I am the Lord your God, which bringeth you out of from under the burdens of the Egyptian. Again, serving the Most High is not easy, man. Back then, the Most High used to hear the Most High voice when you question him. Right now, you don't hear things like that. He gave you sign. He gave you events that happen. So Moses questioned. He said, Moses, go tell your people, I am the Lord, the all powerful, the all creator. I'll deliver them. I talked to your forefathers, and now I will show you what I can do. And I will bring you unto a land which I did swear to Abraham and to Isaac and to Jacob, and to all I give it to you for an heritage. I am the Lord. With these words, Moses sought comfort to the Hebrews, his brethren, going to them and proclaiming to them in their ears. But for an anguish of spirit and great pressure of their cruelty bondage upon their minds, they did not hearken unto him. Hope in their bosom was utterly dead. Moreover, many of them look on him with eyes of hatred as the author of the increase of the wretchedness. So Moses run. He run and say, hey, y'all niggas, listen, man. I just talked to the Lord. He said he about to deliver us. Whatever, man. Yeah, ever since when you say this, now we are walking more. Walking more, man. So, man, I hate that fool Moses. Yeah, look at him, man. This gray beard and stuff. I hate this guy. The same bucktooth guy, bucktooth monster guy. I hate him. I knew he wanted our death. That's why he's doing that. Yeah, working on Pharaoh paycheck and stuff. He's on the payroll. They start talking. Hope is dead among them. They don't want to do anything. He could not reconcile therewith with this increase of the power of Pharaoh. Perhaps at times his own faith was severely tried. So Moses, again, first, Moses, the Most High tried Moses. Tried Moses hard, man. Since then, a month has passed, during which I saw Moses often in Goshen, where he passes time in encouraging those of his brethren who would give heed to him. 30 days later, brothers, the work is heavy upon our people, man. Moses still there, pushing the work. He didn't give up, brothers. Not the first day. This is how the Lord worked. He tested you. He give you a message, and then you go out there, you say the message, and then the message that you say completely, everything went completely back against it. And then he's going to sit there and watch what you're going to do. Are you going to give up? Moses keep at it. 30 days, he's still telling, don't worry, man. He will not forgive his word and stuff. Which is a lot of us. That's why a lot of people are leaving the Hebrew Israelite community. There's videos out there, brothers, circulating. Some guys say they escaped this cult. They escaped because what happened is when they go to those camp and then they start seeing a bunch of things that the camps are telling them are garbage. They start seeing the camp really don't know what they are saying. They start seeing a lot of those guys are doing these things for their own glory. They start seeing the truth in them, and then they get scared. They leave, and they say this is like a cult, because the camps feed on your fear. The primary subject, the primary thing is Jacob's trouble. That's why a lot of people are leaving certain people. If you read the comment, there's one camp, they keep putting their name there. People say, yeah, I'm glad I left those guys. Yeah, some of those guys, they use the camps, to get women. If I want to get more women, I don't need to use any camp or use the congregation. I can go out there and get a bunch of women, and then the Most High will deal with me. Yeah, they got discouraged. Yeah, those people got discouraged. They don't operating like they're supposed to operate. It's not their fault, brothers. It's not their fault. The Most High going to hold those camp accountable for what they did. It's not, again, not all kin folks are skin folk. Oh, not all skin folks are kin folk. Reverse. Yeah. So, oh wow, those camps are their Passover in a strip club. Okay, well, all praises to the Most High, man. That's how they want to celebrate it. Okay, yeah, go to a strip club to go celebrate the Most High. All right, man, that's good. So a lot of them, brothers, people are fleeing, and we did told you, beloved, there will be a great influx. They will come. Yes. Yes, people got killed with those guys, brothers. Yes, some young lady died, and I believe in the UK, another girl died because those guys are deadly serious about this stuff, man. They'll kill you. Yeah, one dude killed his son. He killed his son because his son tell him he was gay, and come to find out he wasn't just a test. He killed the son. Yeah, see, I'll kill him because a lot of those guys, they seek their own glory. Yeah, if you don't do what they say, you're going off. You're going off, brothers. Okay? Serving the Most High is not easy. All right? Let us keep going, brothers. In the meanwhile, brothers, this is very important, brothers. This is very important. In the meanwhile, Pharaoh, as in contempt or defiance of the God of the Hebrews, has been engaged in extraordinary religious rites. And every day the streets have resounded with the music of instruments and choral songs of procession of the gods. Now, Pharaoh, he took care of the children, and now he's facing the Most High. Every single day, music in the streets celebrating their gods. They are dancing. Oh, he's burning incense and stuff, and he's cursing the name of the Most High. Okay? Listen good. Listen, this is probably the most important part of this entire book. I witnessed all this ceremony and will describe some of them that are not mentioned by you in your letters from Egypt, my dear father. On the seventh day, after Moses and Aaron left him, Tohthmeses went and stayed to the black marble temple of the sacred serpent YAHAWAH to offer sacrifice and oblation to its great image of gold with jeweled eyes and hideous head. He addressed it at the God of wisdom and sagacity, and present offerings of flour and a necklace of emeralds, while for the living serpents held sacred by the Egyptians, he left gift of money to purchase food for the replenishing. So he went to his first god, the serpent god. He gave flowers, money to buy food just in case the god get hungry, to replenish. The next day, he proceeded at the head of the priests and the most magnificent religious procession I have seen in Egypt. Am I bleeding again? Nope, I'm not. Sorry, brothers. Sometime my nose, I got injured with the cold, and then some of the vein busted, and I'm starting bleeding. The next day, brothers, what he did, he went to a procession with the priests, and then he was over there in the Sphinx. He went to the Nile of the terrace opposite the island of water, where stands brazen statue of the god Nilus, the god of the Nile. Okay, whose Osiris and Tohthmeses said the pedestal. So he went to the Nile. Okay, and then he went to the Nile. He descended from his chariot. He advanced to the river and poured out from a goblet set with diamond and libation of wine unto its waves, and invoked the river itself as a deity. Complete his prayer with a curse upon the God of the Hebrews. So he went to the Nile with a pimp cup, and then he poured some wine in there, and then he started cursing the name of the Most High, cursing the Hebrew God. He put it on the Nile so Nilus can go fight the Most High. Then at his command, the chief sacrificer advanced, leading a Hebrew boy, 4 years old, whom he laid upon the altar before the statue of the god, and at a stroke of his sacrificial knife, sacrificed there. Right after, he, with his pimp cup loaded with whatever was in there, poured it and then cursed the name of the Most High. And then he took a little Hebrew boy, a little Israelite boy, 4 years old, tied up his head, put him upon the altar, take a knife and kill him, let the blood running sacrifice. I could scarcely refrain from a cry of horror because little Ramesses was there. He cried. They killed this little Hebrew boy. All right? I knew that. Listen to this, brothers. Listen. I knew that the Egyptians on certain occasions sacrificed human beings to the gods, but I never expect to behold an immolation like this. Define the word immolation. IMMOLATION, immolation like this. The palpitating from the child was taken up by 2 assistants, and the blood of his heart was poured forth into the Nile as a libation to the god. So they stabbed him in his heart. They took the blood that came out of his heart, they poured it in the Nile as a sacrifice, to the Nile, to the god. The empurpled wave then received the inanimate form amid a crash of instrument music. And when they were doing that, brothers, they were doing music. With the stroke, when he pulled up the knife, they were doing music. When he stabbed the kid in his heart, they do this with a crash of music. Everybody's like, they are happy playing. Yeah, that's good, that's good. This unusual libation of blood to the Nile was intended as an act of defiance of the Hebrew god YAHAWAH. So when he did that, he defied the Most High. He defied the Most High. The following day, Pharaoh made a possession to the temple. That's the second day. The following day, he made a possession to the temple of sacred frogs. And the borders of the canal of Ammon, here libation were poured out of before a colossal sphinx having a frog's head and foreign made. The frog is held sacred by the Egyptians because it's supposed to purify the waters by feeding on poisons and the marshes of the rivers. So the second days, he went to the gods of the frogs. He made a sacrifice to the god of frogs because the Egyptians, the frogs are sacred to them. They are the one that clean the river from poison bottom feeders. They respect that. They worship that as a god. And then Pharaoh went over there, and then he worshipped the frog and stuff like that, and then do all those nonsense and scumbag stuff. The third day, the succeeding day, Pharaoh, as if possessed with a religious infatuation, now let him seek the favor of gods hitherto neglected by him, and his dread of the God of the Hebrews. Paid visit with all his court to the temple of the Scarabaeus, or sacred beetle of Egypt. This is a marble edifice adorned with the frazier or scarabei, having heads of every variety of animal. The god himself is a gigantic beetle of black marble with a human head. He is supposed to protect the temples from vermin such as lice and fleas. For one of these seen in the temple are upon the garments of a priest called ceremonial defilement, and neither priest nor temple may be made holy again but by purification. So in the third or fourth days, he went to the temple where they got this god that looked like a beetles. Now, this god is supposed to be a protector against lice and flies. Now, the Egyptian priests, if anybody saw a fly or a lice upon your clothes, they have to purify you. You cannot enter the temple. The temple is being soiled, spoiled. They cannot get in there. They have to purify you. So, after that, the next day, a possession was made by Pharaoh and his people to the little temple of Baal-zebul, a deity that is revered as their protector from flies, which sometimes infest the land and ravenous swarms, and which is believed this idol only man can remove. Can Tohthmeses be so superstitious? Or does he make all his shows of piety merely to humor the superstition of these people and sustain the priests of the shrine? Does he fear Moses and his power to us as desire the strength himself and the affection of the priesthood of people? So he went to this place, brothers, where they got a god of their own named Baal-zebul or Beelzebub. Okay, this is the god of flies. He protect them from the locusts and stuff like that. Little Ramesses said, is this king is that superstitious? Now, brothers, see all those things that he preparing against, the Most High going to turn all those things back on his head tenfold. All those things that those people are preparing now, food, gold, hiding in the bunkers, the Most High going to turn those things on their head tenfold. The day after the visit of the temple of the fly god, he went in great state of the temple of the sacred ox of On Nevis. He sacrificed, prayer, pour libation, and offer oblation. He was an imposed sin. He was attended wearing by thousands of priests and stuff like that, to all the cattle of Egypt. So all the cattle of Egypt, they are sacred animals. And prosperity of the harvest and the solemn denouncement to the God of Hebrews as God not known and honor the Egyptian who is existed as but as God of slaves. So he called our father the God of slaves. The next day, on his 10 days ovation, Pharaoh proceeded to the gloomy temple of Typhon, which is Satan. Okay, the 10th day he went to the temple of Typhon, which is Satan, on the edge of the desert. Here, a Nubian slave was sacrificed to the evil principle by being bound to the altar and burned alive. On the 10th day, brothers, they took a little Nubian slave. They tie him up, they put him upon the altar, they burn him alive. They sacrifice to Satan, which is Typhon, their god. The officiating priest then gathered the ashes and cast them into the air, calling their God and praying him that whatsoever an atom of the ashes was born in the world, evil may not visit the place. The little Nubian kid, the little Nubian slave, they burned him to ashes, and then they took his ashes, they sprinkled it in the air, so the wind will bring it, and then no evil will come in the houses, no evil will come to their places. Now, this little Nubian wasn't an Israelite, brothers. He was just a little Hamite boy. He was a Nubian. Remember, the Nubian were slave, but they weren't toiling slaves. They were servitude. They were in servitude because they went to war, they lost. This is page 390, where are we at? 389. Right now we're on 390. We're on page 390. We're almost done. We're on page 390. No, we're not almost done with the book, but we're almost done with this page. Yeah, a little Nubian slave. Okay, they took him, they tie him up, they put him upon the altar, they burned him alive, and they took his ashes, they spread it in the air to protect them. Tohthmeses, that's his name, the Pharaoh, has diligently revived the human sacrifice, which Queen Amensi forbade, and the act sufficiently illustrate the native cruelty and superstition of the men. Queen Amensi, brothers, when she came to power, she abominated. She abolished in that. She was an abolitionist. How do they say this again? She abolished that. During Queen Amensi reign, there were no human sacrifice. The women weren't working like the men, and you could not beat the women, which they always do all the time. It was like civil rights. They never applied. Two days afterwards, having crossed the Nile in great pomp, he proceeded in great and grand possessions to the temple of Serapis, the god Apis. You are aware, my dear father, as the peculiar office beside all many others of protection and stuff like that, to the country from locusts and the season when there's destructive insects visits Egypt. Apis is invoked to command them to retire from the land. So the next day, brothers, he went to the temple of Apis, the bull, and then he went and talked to the bull. He said, the bull, hey, Apis, God, protect this land. The time of the locust is going to come. Make sure they don't come to our land. And he kissed the bull, give it a little kick, and all that stuff like that, and all that nonsense. The rites performed by the king before the god were imposing and gorgeous. He invoked him not against the locust, but against the God of Moses. So he went and talked to this cow, and then told the cow to go fight the Mosai. This is how backward the Gentiles are. This is how backward they are. They put to Cesar Borgia and say, hey, go against the real God. Go F him up. Go fight him. You are on his level. Because that's what they believe. Perhaps he had heard of the God of the Hebrews in time past, of the dream of Prince Joseph, of the 7 years famine, of the destruction of the valley of Sodom, which is a city by fire from heaven of God's command, of the dispersion of the nation, of the pyramid of Babylon, of the mighty deluge, which he caused to overflow the mountains and drown the world. Perhaps, for he is learned and intelligent enough, when Aaron spoke to him of the God of the Hebrew, he remembered who he was in times of old and trembled to hear his name again. So this dude, brothers, he know exactly what he was doing. He know exactly which God he was going to go against with. He know the God that he going to go against is the one that sent the deluge, the flood. He was the God who destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. He was the God who saved Egypt out of the 7 years of famine. So he want to face this God. 3 days afterwards, the king visited the shrine of Isis and Paul lavished. So this guy is that he's making sacrifice upon sacrifice. Jewelries, he gave Isis jewelry, money, food, and all that stuff. So Isis could protect him. He invoked him by the appellation by the God of light, the dispeller of darkness, the terror of clouds, and the foe of lights and storms. And he implored clear skies and serene weather for the harvest thereof. So he went to another God. And he told that other God, I want you to take away darkness from the land. Give us good weather, clear sky for the harvest so we can get a good harvest and sacrifice there. Thus, the piety of Tohthmeses has been quickened into the unwanted activities and stuff like that, the dread of the God of Israel. And in the meanwhile, the children of Israel are groaning under the weight of the increased oppression. I have seen Aaron today. He informed me with looks of holy faith in his God that Moses and he were to tomorrow, by the comments of God, to appear again before Pharaoh and demand the release of the Hebrews. So, the heavenly Lord come to Aaron, and Moses is said, tomorrow, take the rod, go to Tohthmeses the Pharaoh. We'll begin. Now, it's 10 o'clock. All right, 10 o'clock, brothers and sisters. Give me a second. It's 10 o'clock, brethren. Let me give some praise report, if I can. Give me a second. Okay. This is some praise report. All right. All right, beloved brothers and sisters, remember 4 months ago, brothers, we had the beloved Sister Mae or Mai. Sister Mae, she had a problem. The unemployment office was asking her to pay back all the money. And then she was devastated. And then she was asking why is this thing is happening to her? The employment was asking her to pay all the. That happened to a bunch of our people, brothers. And she sent a prayer request. The nation pray for her. As of today, she said, praise report. Unemployment reversed the decision and is giving me all my money back and giving me an extension to continue getting $400 per week. They are sending me almost 5 G's immediately. All praises to the Most High. All praises, brothers. They give the sister almost 5 G's, 5K immediately. That's the most. Almost I say, what? Whoosh. Give it back. What? Coming up on the loan of my children? Another thing happened to a sister again. They say, hey, pay that money back. We pray for the sister. The sister called joy. Sister praising the Most High. Sister Big Levi. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. All praises. Another brother didn't have no money to pay the rent and stuff like that. Now brother's getting rent assistance. All praises to the Most High. Our people, we keep on the faith here, man. I got another praise report. Give me a second, and then we'll go right back to the book. Yeah. Give me a second. I have for some odd reason, I don't know why my what is called this thing again? Here we go. Okay. So this is wow, okay, all right. This is a pretty big one. Um let me see. All right, let me make this short. The email is pretty long. Now, we have another sister. She was listening to one of the videos and stuff that Big Judah made about the evergreen. and also I made about the evergreen. And she wasn't into a bad situation, and she become homeless. She didn't have no place to go. She had no job, nothing. And out of nowhere, she was in her room and she looked out of the window. And guess what she saw? I believe it's a she or a he. If you're a he, my apology. She saw the ship docking. She saw the ship docking right outside her place, the Evergreen ship. She stayed close to the port or whatever that place is. And she saw the ship, and she stopped praying the Most High and praying. And she watched the video of Big Judah in my video, and she got the answer that she was looking for. And out of nowhere, she's paying little to $5 to zero rent. She's starting a business. She's getting food. She's getting money out of nowhere. A business is booming. She no longer homeless. She got a place. She doesn't even have to pay rent. She gives the Most High all praises and all glory because of what she saw in the videos and what she saw the ship, and then she gave you all praises, brothers. I'm not quite sure if she's overseas in Egypt or wherever she is. The email is a little long. I do not want to spend so much time. Let me read the last part. Um, Finally, I am sharing something that popped into my mind in response to something you stated. I was listening to a prayer video, April 27th, 2021. The words were the following: the Father is very proud of the nation that they make his heart happy, obedient ones. On April 28th, 2021, another group words came into my mind: repent. She prays, she repent, she repent. She said she appreciates your dedication and feels love of the Father, as well as your commitment to help the nation focus on the Most High in a state of peace. Thank you very much for being obedient to the Father. Shalom, Benta. I believe Sister Benta. Let me see. Um, okay, you know what? Let me see if I can read. Let me see if I can read the whole thing because it's important. Greetings and blessing, Big Levi. I hope you and your family are well. It is a rare occasion when I can listen to a live broadcast of the prayer of night session. Your prayer videos have inspired me to pray fervently for the nation throughout each day and praise the Most High all day long. On April 3rd, 2021, I was watching one of your videos from late March where the sisters and brothers were calling and gave testimonies and dreams. Upon conclusion of the video, I asked the Most High a sign of encouragement. Well, on April 7, 2021, the evergreen barge was docked in front of the window and door where I reside. It moved April 10th, 2021. I could not believe my eyes. So I look at Big Judah pictures of the barge and listed to his or your videos on Evergreen and its meaning. There was so much space in the body of water that the barge could have anchor anywhere else. I'd like to share a few wonderful things the Father has done for me lately. For several months, I have lived in a hotel where my meager earnings, my meager, meaner, um, major earnings, forgive me, when to pay rent. I had no additional money to buy food or anything else. So my sole source of food was from soup kitchen, hands out, which I was graceful to receive. On March 27th, the Father opened up a place to reside rent free. All praises to the Most High, without any attachments. I paid the electricity to show my appreciation. In addition, this week I began my own small businesses where I choose when I work to, more important, fast, repeat, and participate in the fast. All right. So the sister give all praises to the Most High for all those great things that happen. When we told our people, beloved brothers and sisters, we told you to focus on the Most High, give him all praises. Sometimes the Most High say, are you sure you want to be in my team? Sometimes the Most High picked us, we can't get out. Sometimes the Most High picked us, brothers, we cannot get out. Sometimes some people beg the Messiah, can I get in? And say, do you want to get in? Say, I'll do anything. And then the Messiah put you into a test. You see if you will curse his name like Job. The sister did not curse the name of the Messiah. She keep on praying. She keep on fasting. And then she asked them, be careful, brothers and sisters. Be extremely careful when you ask the Messiah, I want a sign. I want to see something. Give me something. The sister looked out of her window. The sister said, out of anywhere, brothers, the evergreen ship was parked right there. The evergreen ship was parked right there. The barge right there. Why? Out of all the places, she said there are so many more spaces they could have parked, but it parked like right there in her window, right in front of her. And she got it. She said, there you go. Then she go look for the meaning and Big Judah video in my video, and then she know exactly what to do. And next thing you know, she no longer homeless right now. She no longer do stuff. Then she got her own business going on. Be very careful. When you ask the Most High, I submit unto you. You got 2 minutes, brothers? Yeah. Yeah, hey man, be very careful when you're asking the Most High, please, Father, test me. You may not like the answer, brothers. You may like the Father test me multiple times, and I'm still going to test. Brothers and sisters, give me a second. Let me see if I can get the kid coming. All right. I got my daughter to get me some water. Beloved brothers and sisters, she was listening, brothers, to the brothers and sisters that call for the dreams, that call to give praises to the Most High, and she listened. That's how the Holy Spirit communicates. That's how the Most High communicates with us, brothers. Beloved, make no mistake. Please, I'm begging you, do not make this channel, do not make this podcast some type of religious thing. Come here anytime you feel when the Holy Spirit moves you. Remember what the sister said? She said, it is extremely difficult for her to catch one of my live, the prayers or anything. All right. There we go. Thank you, sweetie. All right. Daddy loves you. Now, she says she barely have time. Again, it could be a he, brothers. My apology. I'm saying this as a she. She said she barely have time to catch one of our lives. And when she does, she said something come up. And when I said the Most High is happy when he sees children doing great things, the one that obey, and then it popped up in her mind. Just like the other sister that saw the angel wing right behind me, I didn't see any of that. Brothers, please, only watch anytime you have time. Don't kill yourself. Man, I gotta watch Big Levi and stuff. He's saying good hesh and stuff. Whenever you catch, look, you watch my video once, that's it. That's good enough. Next week you check, next year you check. Focus on the Most High, brothers. When the message, some people here been here from day one, they still be here. They still sticking with the Most High because they can, but some of us cannot, brothers. Don't beat yourself. Don't look and say, why I can't receive the glory like this? Maybe because I'm working too much, because I'm doing this too much. No, it's because it's not the time yet. The Most High will deal with you. The Most High will give you the message. Just focus on him. Don't curse the Most High out, okay? All right, brothers and sisters, everybody, please type all praises to the Most High. Give the Most High the glory, okay? The glory and all praises and credit belong to him. Thank you. All right, let us move in. Oh boy, where we were. Okay. Now we're about to get into the good stuff. We're about to get into the good stuff, brethren. Let me see if I can take another hour, so to speak. If the nation have time. Oh, shit. Let me see. Oh, damn. Oh, good Lord. Oh, boy. All right. Oh, boy. All right. This is going to take another hour. Things about to get real good. Give the Most High glory. Thank you, brothers. That's what happened, brothers. When we don't focus on garbage and Illuminati and the Freemason and the elite, you focus on the Most High. You give him all your praises. You love him, and he's going to take care of you. Again, like I say, brothers, the Most High have all out there. He have apostles. He have prophets. He have assassins. He have random people. He have everything. Okay. You know, he have people he gives second chance. Some of us probably I was Balaam or Balaham, that scumbag back then. He sent me back and said, do this to his children, and then he will redeem me. If I effed up, you know, he will gonna come after me. All right. Brothers, this is page 391, letter 9. We are about to get into the meat of this thing, brethren. Buckle up. Little Rameses of Damascus to his father, King Sesostris. My very father, my very dear father, page 391, letter 9. You will read what I'm about to write with the profoundest interest. The two mighty Hebrew again sought an audience of the king and boldly demand the freedom of Israel. This meeting did not take place in the palace of On, but at Memphis in the avenue of the pyramids. Pharaoh was sitting in the court of the palace giving audience to his governor at the 39 nomes, with, which now constitute the number of his provinces. When he had ended his instructions, to them Moses and Aaron were announced. I stood near him conversing with the prince, for I knew that the two men of God purposely to seek his king's presence. So now, little Rameses, okay? Little Rameses is there. And little Rameses knew the plan. He knew Moses and Aaron going to come. So he just chilled there. He's talking to the prince. And the prince is Amunophis. He is 20 years old. His father is Tohthmeses. He is 42 years old. So he's talking to the prince, and then the king was there. He was in the courtroom talking to his 39 gnomes. He was giving them order and stuff. And then somebody announced, now come Moses and Aaron, the Hebrews. And everybody turned around like, the king like, what the hey, what did I say about those guys? And Moses and Aaron, and slowly with the 7 elders marching towards them. How darest thou announce these Hebrews? Cried the king sharply, his trembling. Oh man, the king was like, how the F you announced on the, and then the Chamberlain just sit there like he's shaking, like, I'm sorry, like king, but Moses just look up on my face, is like, I don't know what happened. The king said, how dare you announce these Hebrews? I'm doing Heshia, man. And and the Chamberlain say, I could not forbid them, O king. I fled instantly and without power of resistance before the majesty of the prisons. Behold them advancing. The little boy said, I'm so sorry, man. The moment I look upon them, I fled. Something came upon me. I just run. Here they are coming. And then Moses and Aaron is coming. They are walking like they are coming upon the king. And the king like, damn it. And everybody was there, brothers. The prince, the king, and 39 other people. And little Rameses. There are plenty of witnesses there. The king started getting scared. Pharaoh turned pale I'm not scared of you Negroes, man. Gang, man. What's up with you? Come in. What's up with you? Yeah. So I ain't scared of y'all. So what y'all want? What y'all Negroes want, huh? And Moses came in. And he was about to say, slay him. He says, slay. His tongue fell right down his throat. He said, he could not talk. Who, what? Who will slay this man? Huh? And all the gods were there. They're just standing like watching each other, So, supposed to get a manicure done today and stuff. Oh, but hey, who want to watch the game and stuff? Everybody like, that's a good book here. Nobody move. Nobody move. Not a man moved. Everybody froze in place. And then Moses came in. Oh, somebody said I'm buffering. Let me see if I can stop. Am I buffering, brethren? Is it buffering? Okay, it's fine now. Okay, it's good now. Good. All right, brothers, let us go. Not a man move. And curiosity took the place of all other feelings. Everybody like, side by side, the two brothers came unfaltering forward till they stood before the monarch, fixing their regards only upon him. Aaron and Moses come and then they look at the king. What are ye come for, Moses and Aaron? Have I spare your lives that you might come again to mock me in my place? With a trembling voice, brothers, say, what you two Negroes eating here? And I let y'all flee the other day and coming over here. And now you come here to disrespect me, to diss me? What's up with y'all? Moses is looking at him, and Aaron is looking at him. Let me see. We are, O king, answered Moses, with dignity and looking far more kingly than the whom he addressed. We are coming in the name of the God of the Hebrews. He hath heard their cry from all the land of Egypt by reason of the taskmasters. And I am sent to commend thee in his name to send the children of Israel out of thy land. And the king start to get cocky. He like, kids are playing outside, man. Have I knowledge of your God? What is his power? Let him make himself known. Or if he have sent thee to me, where are thy credentials from his hands? I listen to no ambassadors from God or men unless they have shown me that they are sent. By what sign wilt thou declare thy mission? If a king sent thee, show me his handwritten. If a God show me a miracle. Oh boy, he asked for it. Oh, he asked for the one thing. He asked for it. Say, Moses, Negro, you coming over there and look at this Negro right here. He come over there and acting like he's coming on behalf of God. If a God sent you, or even yet, if a king sent you, show me the letter. Show me the handwriting. You talking all tough about your God and stuff. Show me a miracle. And Moses said, Is that what that is? Okay. All right. And Moses looked at Aaron, and Aaron marched and then grabbed the rod and threw the rod in front of him. And the rod fell, bang, and turned into a giant snake. And the fire's flashing out of that snake eyes, and the snake opened her mouth. And, every single scumbag that was there fled. Nick was flying left, right. The little guy, the cup bearer that was holding the cup, and then times on time when people are not watching, he take a sip and stuff like that. He dropped the cup, everybody run. Everybody's crying, everybody's running, and then the king like, hey, what the fuck? And then he come down, so what's up? That's nothing. You go, I'm fine, I'm good. That's nothing. Just don't let it get close to me. I'm not scared of any snake. I'm not scared of this. And come here, David. Go get the magician. Come here. Go get Jabal in jail. Go get the magician. The king that's nothing. That's nothing. I'm not scared of that. Yeah, I'm not scared of that. And Aaron came in and then grabbed the snake by its tail and then turned into a rod. The king laughed, nervously laughed. I saw this when I was a kid. That's just a kid show. And he said, thy Arabian life has given thee great skill, O Moses. Call my magicians. I have my guy that can equal thy art. And he called one of the little servants. He said, go get them niggas out there. They're in the back. And they go get Jambres and Jennies. He took them 30 minutes to come. During this half an hour, brothers, the king is sitting on the edge of his seat, holding in with the mighty tightness. The king is watching and holding in. That's the last embarrassment you want to do there. Holding that noose in there. Hold it, king, hold it. 30 minutes later, brothers, Jambres and Jennies came in, the two musicians, they came in. And the king said, them two Negroes over there, and they, oh yeah, the almighty whistle here. The king hold it in. Say, two Negroes over there came in, and they do a little thing, and they do a little snake stuff with a little stick. Showed him what you can do, Jambres and Jennies. Jambres and Jennies, by the power of Ra, hey, throw a little powder in the sky. And then Jambres came in. Oh, yeah. So, you're Moses, right? You think too tough? I'll show you what I can do. Bring me the rod. All right? Stand back! Stand back! All of you, stand back. Jambres and Jenny, they put two stick, two rod out there. And then they whop them. And then the two rod turn into a stick. And Pharaoh's jump. Aha! Yeah! I told you. Woo! I told you we could do this. Yeah! See? My God equal your God. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about, baby. What's up? You ain't got hash on Pharaoh. Oh, boy. I thought I had to drop that deuce, but now I'm going to hold it better. You ain't got hash on us. Yeah. And Moses look at Aaron. Aaron look at Moses. He start bragging. Oh yeah, and stuff. Hey man, we're good and stuff. And then Moses look at Aaron. Aaron look at Moses, and Moses give the Aaron the look. And Aaron threw the stake, the rod again, and the rod turned into this giant stake. And this right after this stake pop up, and then the Moses stick grabbed the other stick, and then at the same time he grabbed the other snake at two, and then he just come, and then he eat them and swallow them. And swallow them. And then they were amazed. Like, what the hell? What happened? The king screeched, what? And then Aaron grabbed it by the tail, he turned into the rod. Bang. Give me a second, brothers. And Jim Breeze told them, ye are imposters. Ye done all of this by the magic of Egypt. And then the king said, that's true. That's true. They did this because he used to be a Hebrew. Moses, man, Negro used to be a Hebrew, right? He used to be a Negro. He used to be a Hebrew. That's why he does this. He stole our magic. Okay, so when the serpent swallowed those two, there was an outcry. The king started yelling. Jimbrys and Jenny's, they start yelling. Both of them are screaming like cats. Everybody start yelling and stuff. At this, there was an outcry among the people, and a greatly terrified Pharaoh half rose off his throne. Pharaoh almost fled, man. He could not. If Pharaoh could run, he would have run away. He could not. He was trying to run. His loin become weak. He just sit down. Jimbrys and stuff, they run away. Everybody fled and crying and stuff. And Pharaoh half knows what his word, but how Aaron catch the serpent, it become a rod as before. Instead of acknowledge the God of Moses, the king become exceedingly enraged against his own magicians and drove them from him, and ordered Moses and Aaron to depart, saying that they were only more skillful sorcerers than the others, and must show him greater signs that these before he would have let Israel go. When the king saw this, brothers, everybody was screaming. Everybody was yelling. They came up in to the left. You still see Doeg sitting in the corner screaming. Everybody was screaming and stuff. And the king got so angry. The king like take one of his scepter and then chase after Jimbri and Jenny's and beat the crap out of them and then make them flee out of the throne. He kicked them out. And then he come back to Moses. He said, Moses and Moses and Aaron, he told him, get the hell out of here. You have the reason why you show those signs is because, you know, you learn them from us and you have a little time to master them. Come back with a greater sign and then I will let Israel go. Come back. Come at me, Nico. Come at me. And then he kicked Moses and Aaron out. And then they're out. Guess what, brothers and sisters? Guess what? It's come, well, it is revealed to us that the two magicians that came in with the rod and they dropped the rod and the rod turned into snake, they weren't rod at all. They were already snake. The reason why they took 30 minutes before they get there, because the little page tell them, them niggas took a rod, they throw it on the floor, he turned into snake. And then they're like, oh, we can do this. And they're like, hey, well, okay, well, we know what to do. We know what to do. They took two snakes, they feed them some stuff, they make them stiff, and then they spray them with some type of chemical. They make them stiff like rod. And then when they throw the snake on the ground, they were already snake. And then they have another chemical they pass in there, like some type of ointment and oil they put in their hand when they warp the snake, and then the snake become loose. They weren't real. They could not do this. This is a clear indication that those people can do what the Most High does. None of them can. Oh, they have ark. They have CERN. They can open portal. They can create people. They can create a clone. They can create mosquitoes and stuff. None of this garbage. Everything those people do is kind of some backward copy. They make some stuff they put in your face like, hey, look at us, look at us, look at us. They could do none of those things. They were already snake. They give them, that's what they brothers, which one of you remember the sorceress of Endor? Anybody remember the sorceress of Endor? All right, we got another hour ago. We could have stopped right here though. Let me see if we can stop right here. I don't want to tire the whole people. Yeah, they are counterfeiters. The sorceress of Endor. Let me see if we can stop here because this is a lot. Because every time I stop, one sister always say, "What? I just got here. I wanted more. I just got here." Okay, so for those of you who remember the sorceress of Endor, when Saul went to see that sorceress looking for a miracle to bring Samuel back, it's the same thing, brothers. It's the same. Those people have no power whatsoever. I don't know why on earth all people are so terrified of the so-called elite and the Illuminati and Satan and stuff. Satan has zero power. They have no power, brothers. When you start reading other books, you're like, wait a minute, those people have no power, brothers. Yeah, Doeg is still in the corner screaming. Those are little tricks. Bunch frauds, tricks. Comparing to the Most High. Might. They have no power. I just laugh at those people, man. Oh, they're gonna go to Mars, they're gonna go to the moon and stuff. I put both my hand and my hips and I laugh. I mock them. Beloved brothers and sisters, we're having a great time here. Let us stay in a high frequency. Beloved brothers and sisters, should we stop or should we keep on trucking? That's one miracle performed. Should we stop or should we keep on trucking? If the nation still want to go, brothers, we can add another 30 minutes. Should we stop or the nation? Are you tired? Should we keep going on? Yeah, because I always got a couple people saying like, "What? I just got here, man." All right. All right. All right. We'll add we'll keep on going, brothers. We'll stop in the middle. We're probably going to add another hour and we'll stop in the middle. All right. We'll start 30 minutes to another hour because certain people they have to go to work and then Big Levi, I don't want to take most of your time. Certain of you have to go pray. All right then. Let's keep on trucking. Now, brothers, those guys were frauds. Pharaoh chased them and beat the crap out of them because they could not do stuff like this. Okay? They run. The following morning, the governor of the Nilometer, having reported to the king that the Nile has commenced to rise, Pharaoh, according to custom, proceeded to the river where the statue of Nilus stands, and where he had caused the Hebrew boy to be sacrificed, and his blood poured as a libation unto the stream. Here, with a great pomp, he was about to celebrate the festivity of the happy events when, lo, Moses and Aaron stood before him by the river's brink, the latter with the rod, which had been turned into a serpent in his hand. So, all right, well, not bleeding, that is good. In the morning, brothers, the governor, do some Boris Johnson stuff here. All right, I'm all Boris Johnson here. Take that bottle of whiskey, dreadful sweet, and a dreadful swallow. Now, in the morning, brothers, there is a dude, he's responsible for the Nile. He's called the Nilometer. He measures when the Nile is rising, when the tide is high, and the tide is low. They have a festivities, beloved brothers, when the tide go high. And every time the tide go high, the king will go there, pull libation, dancing, music, and stuff like that, and do all kind of nonsense. And the Hebrew know about that. Aaron and Moses and the 7 elders were already there, waiting for the king. And the Nilometer went and told Pharaoh, the Nile is rising up, it's ready, let's go celebrate. Pharaoh put his best Sunday dress. Again, I gotta keep checking. All right. No, just dirty, that's all, not blood. Pharaoh was approaching in his chariot, like, with his big bottle of wine in his hand. He come to the same place where they took that Hebrew boy and then they pierced his heart with the sword and pulled the blood out of his heart and pour it on the Nile and sacrifice him to the god. So he's approaching and stuff, and Moses and Aaron standing there waiting for them. And Moses said with a very loud voice, "The Lord of the Hebrews have sent me unto thee. Let my people go. Lo, hitherto thou wouldst not hear me. Now, thus say the Lord, and this thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Behold, O king, that is coming. I will smite thee with the rod that is mine hand upon the waters which are the rivers, and they shall be turned into blood." Moses did not even let him get close, brothers. The moment Moses saw him, he saw Moses. Moses say, "Yo, the God of heaven, the God of the Hebrews sent me." And he said, let his people go. And if you don't, this rod that I have in my hand is going to smack you with it. And then I'm going to smack the river. I'm going to turn it into blood. And Pharaoh heard that with his anger. He said, "I defy your God. I defied him. I challenge him." He was shaking. He was scared when he heard that. But, he's a king, so he had to say some hish to reassure his, dominance. "I defy your God, both and your God, and ye shall die." Then Moses turned calmly to Aaron, his brother, and said, in my hearing, and that the king allows his people. Moses looked at Aaron and said, "Take this rod of God and stretch out thine hand upon the waters of Egypt, that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and vessels of stone." And Aaron obeyed Moses. Aaron took the rod. Aaron walked. And then Aaron took the rod in his hand and then he stretched his hand upon the rivers. And in an instant, the river turned into thick blood. All the river, all the waters the people were drinking smell horrible, putrid. The whole river turned into blood in an instant. All throughout Egypt, the people that was drinking water turned into blood. The people that was cooking the whole food turned into blood. The people that were making bread, they were kneading the dough and stuff with water. The bread turned into blood. There was a massive outcry to Egypt. The entire town is yelling, weeping. People are running through the street. People are pointing. Blood is coming. People are yelling. The whole street, everybody come out with an outcry. The king is shocked. And then Aaron turned and look at him, and Moses look at him. Everybody's crying and yelling. The whole thing. All the fishes that was in there, all of them died. They rose to the surface. The smell of the blood filled all the atmosphere. The people uttered a great cry, and Pharaoh looked petrified in awe. Pharaoh was people are yelling, crying, and Pharaoh was like, what happened? From the galleys on the river, from the women on the opposite shore, from avenue terraces and plain on every side was a loud and terrible wail, brothers. Scream! Everybody screaming and running. Terrible. Especially those professional mourners, if you catch my drift. All those people are yelling such as never heard before. The king sought his chariot and fled from the face of Moses and Aaron and was wild dismayed. The king said, "Oh, hail to the mother-loving No. Chariot, holy chariot, don't fail me now. Yeehaw! Let's get the hell out of here. Y'all Negroes." And the king gasped. King run like hell. The king run on his chariot. Go! Go! The king fled with everybody that he had with him. They bolted off. These two servants of YAHAWAH, whose word has won the great wonders, then walked calmly away. And Moses and Aaron, they walk very calm and they get out calmly. I felt, this is little Ramesses, I felt too much awe to come near them, and my chariot sought my own place. On the way, I saw that the canals were red with blood. Also, the staining pools, the lakes, and every body of water. Men were running in every direction, brothers. It was a chaos. The entire city is in shambles. People are running. And so, brothers, can you imagine if something happened right now around the world, but certain one of us have clear water in our house? We can shower, we can drink and cook, and your neighbor that has the same water that you run through the same water that run through the city, he has blood and you have water, and then the science is going to come up with something. When the entire sea, the entire ocean of the earth turn into blood, and certain places, certain people, places, there's no blood there. Certain people, when they just touch the blood, and then the blood turn into water. Can you imagine something like that happen in this time, brothers? Yeah. No, you will still have the scumbag going out there. The alien man, the tall gray did this when they're trying to copy the Bible because they put those fake stories in there. They're trying to scare us. They're trying to scare us. Can you imagine, brothers? Can you imagine the outcry? When you look upon the sea, you see all the fishes floating on the sea, the blue whales. When you go to the rivers, You go to the White House and then DC, you see all those the pools of blood. Everybody that have pools in the house turn into blood, thick blood, smelly blood. Could you imagine this? And then when they come to your house, your pool is all water. Can you imagine this, brothers? And then at the same time, brothers, they say there is a hurricane coming in the south in Florida. And the hurricane brought a bunch of rain, but it's not rain. The whole rain is all blood. Blood pouring upon the whole South Florida, Louisiana, the whole state. Certain houses are covered with blood. Certain houses are as clear as beautiful. Certain cars covered with blood. Certain cars are not. Can you imagine how those people would have had, when they start questioning people? And then you say, I am serving the Lord YAHAWAH himself. He protected me. Those people will beg you for water. They'll do all kind of things for water. Well, I'll take that Lamborghini first, and then I'll take this house, take the land, I'll take your wife, your children, your servant. Well, I'll take all of you as servants. There would be no way to explain that, brothers, because the entire world is Egypt. The entire world is Babylon, and we are all over this world. This is just me just talking hish. Now, let us move in, brothers. Roman wrung their hands, the blood, the despair, and fear impressed upon their countenance. The women were like slapping their faces, screaming, and all that stuff. And again, brothers, can you imagine you go to the Niagara Fall? It's all blood. Woo! What a sight to all, brothers. As I passed in the fountains of the court of Pharaoh palace, I saw that they also spouted forth blood in the corridor of porticos, the water in the vases of for guests and the hidden jars for filtered, and in those which stood as cisterns was all the same Christian hue. When I reached my own apartment, lo, there also the water in the vase and the ewers was the color of blood. The voice of Moses empowered by his God, and then and indeed turned all the waters of Egypt into blood. Surely I said, now will the king let Israel go, brothers? That was, listen, beloved. If some stuff like that happened to you, brothers, that would be the clue. That would be like the nail in the coffin. You want to say, hey, you know what, friend? Moses, take your people and get the hell out of the land. I cut my losses. And little Ramesses said, but surely this he will let the people go. In the afternoon, I went forth and saw the Egyptians digging everywhere for fresh water, also the canals and rivers. I drove out of the city towards Goshen, and I saw all the people in motion and terror, but a few knew the cause of the awful visitation. So this dude, little Ramesses, Moses' friend, take his chariot, he's driving towards Goshen. And he saw a group of people, a group of Egyptians running. He saw a group of Egyptians digging for water and a group of Egyptians running toward Goshen. And the people that were in Goshen don't know what's going on. They don't know what happened. And they're like, what's going on? Why all those people are coming here? And then when he got to Goshen, brothers, the lakes, the rivers in Goshen, the waters are normal. People are drinking. People just sitting there being cool, relaxing. The whole Egyptians that fled, and they come up on Goshen for shelters, brothers. They come for safety. They come for protection. And they are telling them what Moses and Aaron did. After an hour, I reached Goshen, the fair plain where Prince Jacob once dwelt, and where now the children of Israel dwell by hundreds of thousands. With joyful surprise, I beheld as I entered the province that the canal was free of blood, the pools sparkling with clear waters, and the fountain bright as crystal. as I rode in the direction of the dwelling of Moses, I perceived that the plague of blood had not fallen upon the land where the Hebrews dwelt, only upon the Egyptian. This was a twofold miracle. That's what the Most High does. The Most High does twofold miracle. He did something great to us, and he did something horribly those people. So effed up to those people. Twofold miracle. Our people were protected in Goshen, and then the other one were destroyed. When Pharaoh found that water could not be obtained by digging shallow wells, and also that Goshen was free from the plague, he sent for Jambres and Jannes and offered to pardon them if they could turn water into blood. So Pharaoh heard the news. He heard they dig, brothers. They dig wells. The water under the earth was blood. And he heard the Egyptians that went to Goshen, they get waters. They came back. They say, Lord, we find water in Goshen. Where those Hebrews are, they got water there. Nothing happened to them. So they brought the water to him. And then he's like, go get Jambres and Jannes. Tell them if they can turn water into blood, I will forgive them. We have to answer to this. And then they go get Jambres and Jannes. They commence the incantation upon water dug up from his garden. From the miracles of the rod covered only the water of the time on the surface, whether the river and the houses. After I had for some time when practices upon the water, to my surprise, it turned to the semblance of blood. So those guys get a little water, okay? All right, and then they put the water there. They're calling the angel, calling them from Africa right now. They are calling angels. Oh, they dance all this water. They dance, and then they put their hand, they sprinkle little stuff in there. Put a little Kool-Aid in there. Put the stuff in there, and then they stir the water, and then it looked like blood. And the king was like, yeah, yes, I know it. I knew it. I knew we could do this. I knew this. It looked like blood. Yes, baby. Yes, sweetie. I'm telling a story. Everything good? You ate that banana pudding that you had? Good. I'm doing a story. I think I am a little too loud. Sometimes I have to check if I'm bleeding. To my surprise, and little Ramesses were there. To my surprise, it was turned to the semblance of blood. It looked like blood. What's going on here? And the king cried, see with great joy, the servant of Pharaoh equal to the servant of the Hebrew God. Pharaoh was so happy, start jumping around. Yeah, I knew it. You see, I knew all the Pharaoh servant, we are great as the God of Egypt. And then, Jambres look at Jen, is like, hey man, just hide that Kool-Aid, man. Don't let him see it. We're good, brother. All right, king. Yeah, and then Jambres was like, yeah, we are honored. Yeah, we are honored, my king. So since we make the water, so how much you going to give us? How much you gonna give us since we turn the water and into blood? So, and O king, that's Jambres. Yeah. O king, say Jambres, vainly, brothers. O king, had the Hebrew juggler left us the night, we could have turned that too also by our enchantment. Oh my. Look, this dude standing there with all his pride. Jambres standing there. My king, if the Hebrews, if they did left us the Nile, would all of we would have turned the Nile into blood too. Hmm? We would have done it. We would have done it, the king. Scum of the and the king said, "Yes, I know you would have done it." The scum like yo, you know what happened when they turn the blood into when they turn the river into blood? They flee, man. I walk away, they flee. You know, I walk to the palace so I can get you guys here. Those scumbag, man. Those scumbag. They said if the Hebrews did not already turn the Nile into blood, they would have done it. Yet they make a little pot of blood, a little. They took brothers. They took a water thing to put some stuff in it. They made it into blood. Beloved brothers, Pharaoh, listen good, brothers, listen good. Pharaoh said to them, he told them, if they can turn water into blood, he will pardon them. Brothers and sisters, you already know those guys already prepared everything at home. Everything is pre-made there. And then they brought it in for a Pharaoh, and then they, and then they pour it blood. Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Tanya. I scared your baby. I won't do that thief anymore. I probably see yeah, the kids are. Sorry, I forgot. Sometimes I forgot we have little one. You know, we don't wanna hurt them. But I'm sorry to your little kids. It's a fake thief. It's fake, okay? It's just a little fake stuff. All right, little one. Big Levi put this to make fun of people. All right, make the people laugh and staying on high frequency. This is fake. It's not real. All right. So, it's okay. Okay, all right, that's good. That's good. So those guys are bragging. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know, hey, thanks. You know, hey, if you deny rule of the deny. Okay, all right. Then Pharaoh reward them with a chain of gold and harden his heart and defy Moses. So Pharaoh become proud. When they say this, brothers, when they say that they would have turned the Nile into river of blood too, and Pharaoh hardened his heart, he's like, yes, I am toe to toe with this God, and he lost. Okay. But in 3 days afterwards, all the fish die, and the lakes and river of Lower Egypt, and stretch in the stench of their flesh, and the crocodiles and the reptiles that perish by the blood in the river, and the difficulty of getting water render Egypt almost uninhabitable. Thousands fled to the pure air and water of Goshen, where also I remained. Every hour I expected to behold a royal courier coming for Moses and Aaron, ordering them to appear before the king to receive permission to lead the Hebrews out of Egypt. Now, because of that, brothers, all the fishes died, the crocodiles died, the frogs, the reptile that were over there, all those things died, and they're starting to smell. The whole air stink to high heaven. That's literally stink to high heaven. Even the angels were in the heaven, like, ooh. The whole thing stink to high heaven. People could not stay in Egypt. Egypt was dated the 3 days, brothers. They have no water to drink, to bathe, to cook. They all fled. Thousands of them fled to Goshen. Now, brothers, listen. Thousands of them fled to Goshen, brothers. That means they fled to us. Beloved, when the Messiah truly start unleashing on those people, hopefully we got that island, beloved. Hopefully the Messiah put us in a place, brothers. Hopefully. They are fleeing to Goshen. Egypt become uninhabitable. At the end of 7 days, The river and waters of Egypt resumed their natural color and purity by God's permission, lest all the people of Egypt should have died for Pharaoh hardness of heart. So because the Lord did not want everybody in Egypt to die because he wanted to show them his glory, he turned the water pure again after 7 days. The same bull would have happened here. After 7 days, the entire earth turned back to normal again. And then they will have said, it was abnormal. It was abnormal things that happened. Like that was a fluke. It happened because the coral under the sea rubbed against some coral reef and turned it into blood and stuff. It would never happen again. We're back to normal now. We're good. The people, we're gonna keep them here. We're good. We're good. The corona is no longer a problem. We got herd immunity. Now we're good. That's simple. Oh yeah, the elite fell. You have to say all people come and say the elite fell. They were trying to kill us. They fell. White Jesus in the water back to his face. He fell. Okay, all right, whatever, man. Yeah, CV down a little. India already come up. Hey, we've defeated. Yeah. It's down a little. I mean, it's not completely gone, but it's going down. That means it's going to keep going down. Okay, all right. Then God appeared again unto Moses and commanded him to go before Pharaoh with the same message as before. But the king in great fury ordered them from his presence. When Aaron stretched forth his hand over the streams, the rivers, the canals, the lakes, and the fountains, in a moment myriads of frogs appeared on the shore, and the field and the streets, squares, corridor, terraces, gardens, grove, and porticos in the temple. They leap upon every place, upon the people, upon the stairways. They found their ways by the hundred into the houses, the bedchambers, and upon the beds, the tables, and chairs, and palaces, and huts, leap into the ovens, and kneaded through, and occupied every places. And Aura, the priest, closed all the temples, lest they should enter, and dying there, defiled him. Even Pharaoh was obliged to shut himself in the presence of this place to escape their loathsome presence. Brothers, Moses and Aaron go to Pharaoh. The moment Pharaoh saw them approach, he started cursing them and then drove them away. And Aaron look at the river and he stretched his hand upon it. And Aaron look at the river and stretches and boom, and then the whole river turned frogs. Frogs start leaping by the 1,000, 100,000, millions, covering all Egypt. And you know the frogs are getting inside of the temple. If they get inside of the temple, they will defile it. The priests have to close the temple. Even Pharaoh have to close his houses. The frogs are dancing inside of the people's belly. The water, the people that have in their belly, the frogs are inside the belly dancing and kicking them in the belly. The waters turn into frog. When the people go to sleep, when they sweat to turn into frogs. When they spit, the spit turn into frogs. Everything in the house is frog. Foul, and then the foul become alarm. Oh! And again, there are so many frogs, the Egyptian could not kill them because the frogs are their gods. Oh, yes, when you read the book of Joshua, man, the book of Joshua go way too deep, man. Frogs was all over. You sleep on the bed, frogs cover the Egyptian. They could not sleep. And collectively, brethren, the noise of those frogs quaking, it's like an earthquake. Every second, an earthquake. 1, 2, 3. Earthquake. 1, 2, 3. For hours and hours, people could not sleep. Their ears are bleeding. The frogs are all over. The frogs are in the roof. They're in the house. They're in the bathroom. They're in the kitchen. They're inside of the oven. They are in the pots. They are everywhere. They're in the chariots. They're in the street. They could not kill them because frogs are considering gods. Oops. In great alarm, he was about to send for Moses when Jembri and his chief sorcerer stood before him and said, "O king, believe not that the God of his Hebrew is greater than the gods of Egypt. The servant also can do this enchantment. Do so, do so." and thou shalt have rod of gold, answered the king. Then, descending in a mountain enclosed by high walls of the palace, where the frogs have not yet appeared, the magician caused frogs also to appear. And at first, said the chief butler who spoke to me of this deed, the king was greatly pleased, but suddenly said, what thou hast produced by thy enchantment, remove by thy enchantment, command them to disappear from the fountain. This the two magicians not being able to do. The next day, the frogs rendering every habitation unable and unhabitable. And then the lords of Egypt, appealing to Pharaoh, he said to for Moses and Aaron, it has become time to do so. Every part of my rooms was filled with these animals. They got into the plates and cups and defiled every place, while by night their combined war filled all Egypt with a deafening and terrible noise, so that if a bed could be found to sleep in, sleep was nowhere possible. And by day we could tread nowhere but upon frogs. Like I said, brothers, the whole Egypt was loaded with frogs. You could not step on a place you're not stepping on a frog. And there was a high wall in a part of Egypt. Behind the wall, there were the frogs. And then Pharaoh was about to send for Aaron and Moses, and Jambres and Jannes came in and say, hey, Lord, no, don't be thinking like the God of Egypt can do this. We can do this. We can do better. Come, king, come. Let me show you. Come. And then the king come. They brought the king somewhere. There's no frog behind the wall. Well, Paula White, come here. They do some stuff, and then they show the king a bunch of frogs. The frog came in. And the king said, oh, the king joined. And then the king said, wait a minute. Okay, now since you guys make them now disappear. Make them disappear. And they're like, oh, well, that's he's the thing, my queen, my king. Sorry. We cannot, right, king. We can only make them appear. They could not. Another trick. Another scum trick. They could not make it disappear. When the king said, okay, well, then, since you make them, he make all of them disappear. They could not. And the king was pissed off. Oh yeah, the king was pissed off. When the two brothers again stood in the presence of Pharaoh, he said with a mingled shame, displeasure, entreat your God to take away this plague of frogs from me and my people and the land of Egypt. And if thou canst free the land from them, I will acknowledge that it is the power of the God of the Hebrews, and I will let the people go, sacrifice unto the Lord, from who have commanded and sent them. Then the Lord shall be entreated of thy desire, O king, shall set time, lest thou shouldest say, I consult the favorable aspect of the stars. I choose when I shall entreat for thee to remove the plague from the land of the people and the houses tomorrow, answered Tohthmeses. To be in according to thy word, Moses answered. And when thou seest the plague removed from the time appointed by thee, know it is God's gracious act, and not our sorcery. Tomorrow the frogs in all the land of Egypt shall be found in the rivers only. Why the scene did so? They sent for Moses and Aaron. Yeah, they have no power. Those guys have no power. And they sent Moses and Aaron stand in front of the king. Brothers, when Moses and Aaron were working, it's like there's like a invisible shield that's spreading the frogs. While they are working, it's like the frogs are making waves. And they become silent. Moses and Aaron work and they stand there. Where they were standing, there were no frogs. And then they look at Pharaoh. Pharaoh was pleading, oh man, please, take all them frogs away, man, and I will acknowledge your God is greater. He's the one that doing this. This is very important. He said, I will acknowledge that your God was the one doing this. That's that's the thing people keep taking from the Most High, His glory. They don't want to acknowledge He is doing all those things. Nature, global warming, mother nature, father nature, children nature. They don't want to acknowledge. Say, I will acknowledge that you are doing this. And Moses said, when do you want the fog to be gone? He said, tomorrow. He said, if we make the fogs be gone by tomorrow, that will be not by our power, our sorcery. It is by the Lord, because he's going to do this in a gracious act. It's an act of grace. Don't say it's our sorcery. Don't even say it's your God. He said, no problem, man. I'll submit. And tomorrow morning, brothers, the whole land of Egypt was free of frogs. All the frogs were found in the rivers only. The street was empty, clear. There are no frogs, not even one frog's quack. Oh, we got 19 more minutes to go. Well, all the frog died though. The frog died. All the dead frogs that was on top of each other, they die, so they have to leap them and to pound and then put them in a river and all that. When Pharaoh saw that his wish was granted at the time be named, and that there was a respite, he said, this was by my voice and my power, and not by their God, that the frogs died on the tomorrow. I name the glory over Moses shall indeed be mine, as he hath said, ceasing to speak to stand orders to the taskmasters to increase the burden of the Hebrews, refusing to keep his promise to Moses. And then the Lord sent again Pharaoh before Pharaoh and his Moses and Aaron, and stretched his hand from his rod and smote the dust of the earth, and all the dust of the earth become alive, and rest upon men and beasts in the form of lice. Then enraged, Pharaoh called the enchanters, but they could not perform this miracle, and said plainly to the king, this is beyond our power. This is the finger of their God. Upon hearing this, Pharaoh drove both the magicians and Moses and Aaron forth from his palace. The next day, no sacrifices was offered to the temple, because in all Egypt for the priests were lice, and no one could perform any official act with any insects upon his person, being thereby being made unclean. The Egyptians were enraged both with the Hebrews and with their king, but shut up their places. He refused to consent to the demand of Moses. Now, again, the king is a massive narcissist, all right? He's a narcissist. The moment he came out, he saw all the frogs die and the place is clean. And he said, wait a minute. I did this. I have the power. I said I want all the frogs to be gone by tomorrow. Now behold, all of them are gone. This is not the God of the Hebrew. I made that point. I said tomorrow, and today's tomorrow, and they're all gone. I did this. Taskmaster, captain, go over there and multiply the Hebrew words. Beat them. Make them perform more works. Yes, sire. And then they left. And then they start making the Hebrew work harder. And then the Lord sent Aaron again. And Aaron came in with Moses. Aaron took the rod and lifted up and hit the ground with it, the dust. Bam! The moment a shock wave coming out of the ground, and every single dust sand turned into lice. The lice covered the entire Egypt. Everybody got lice in their hair, in their eyelids, and their beards. Well, the Egyptians didn't have beards, but in their like long beards. and their body and their clothes. And again, brothers, lice, if you have lice in your body, you are considered unclean. No service. The entire temple, lice is covering. People are scratching their body. It's all itchy. The side, lice is all over. The king hardened his heart and he closed the door. And then he come to Jambres and Genesis, tell them, quick, do the same thing that they did. They could not done it. They couldn't do it, brothers. They could not do it. And they told the king, my king, this is nothing but the finger of the Lord. This is nothing but the finger of YAHAWAH. We cannot do this. Let those people go. Let them go. We can do that. He took a rod. He beat the crowd. He beat them out. Get out, get out, get out. He kicked them out. He kicked Moses out. He kicked Aaron out. Lice all over, brothers. Imagine every single pieces of dust in your house. Every little dust in the wall in your house. I don't know if you can see this. Dust. All of those dusts turn into lice. The lice are all over in your mouth. The dust in the air. Lice all over. People are scratching. The people get pissed off. So they run after Pharaoh. They pissed off at the Hebrew. They pissed off at Pharaoh. The priests came in angry. They're like, yo, you defied the whole temple. We got lost all. Lice all over. Lice is a weird word. But anyway, we got lice all over. The entire Egypt is loaded with the entire the air with the dust in there, all turned into lice. Not one lice found in Goshen. People are running to Goshen, brothers. Oops. This is the fingers of their God. Their God is doing this. Brethren, for 3 days afterwards, by the coming of God, giving all the well of Jacob, were in a bright cloud. Oh, wait a minute. Am I? Okay, all right. This is page 400. Magical number. Page 400. 3 days afterwards, by the coming of God, given at the well of Jacob, where a bright cloud like a pillar of fire, he descended to speak with Moses, and seems to be now every day present in Egypt, in communion with his holy servant. The two brothers again sought the presence of the king, and he was entering his galley. Re-entering the usual demand, Moses continued, the Lord said unto me, stand before Pharaoh when he comes forth to the water, and say unto him, thus say the Lord, let my people go. Else, if thou wilt not let my people go, I will send swarms of flies upon thee and thy servants, and upon thy people, and the house of the Egyptians shall be filled with them, and all of the ground, and all I will serve in the day of the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there. So to the end of thou mayest know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth, and I will put a division between thee and my people, and tomorrow shall this sign be a sign. Pharaoh in fear of anger come in his galley to leave the shore, heeding none of the words spoken by Moses. The next day when I awoke, lo, the air was darkened with flies, the cover of the sea and stuff like that. So, brothers, something happened. Moses and Aaron sit by the well that Jacob digged, and then a cloud like fire came in, and then the Lord descended and talked to them face to face. And little Ramesses say it seems it happened every day now. For the first 3 days, the Lord always come and speak to them. And he told them, go to Pharaoh, tell him this. Now, the whole place of Egypt was loaded with lice and stuff. The place that didn't have lice is the water. So Pharaoh would get into his little boat and he stay on the water, just chill. He stay on the corner in the water, just chill. So Moses came in with Pharaoh, and then he screamed at Pharaoh on the boat. He said, "The Lord YAHAWAH sent me. He said, I'm going to do all those things so you would know that I'm the Lord. Let my people go. And if you don't, tomorrow I will send a massive amount of flies and swarms upon you." And Pharaoh look at Moses. He look at his captain, say, "Man, go. Don't listen to these Negroes." He left them with no answer. He fled upon them. Okay. Tomorrow morning, brethren, when the sun rise, you can hear. Brothers, when they say flies and swarms, you see when an animal die or something stinks so much, you see this type of flies. In French, they call them mouche. Those type of stinking flies came in, plus other flies, mosquitoes, other swarm, hornets, all those, any kind of like the cicadas, massive amount of flies darken the sun, and you can hear them. It's like a giant bass playing, and then they cover the entire Egypt. Flies plus the lice, everything mixing together in the entire Egypt, brethren. People are running, people are screaming. The hornets are not biting, or stinging them. The hornets are all. Can you imagine, beloved brothers and sisters, as we are speaking right now? Those people think things are back to normal. They go back doing their concert. And then a massive amount of murder hornets darkened the sky, fell upon the entire earth, stinging people. The murder hornets. And you see people are walking around, nothing happened to them. You see the hood is all calm, not one hornet in there. The murder hornets, brothers, are stinging. People are dying. Their bodies are swollen up because so many flies. Can you imagine this, brothers? And again, some of our scumbag brothers will say, "You see what the elite are doing, man? Just like Bill Gates, he used the mosquitoes, he modified them. That's why they were talking about that in 2020 when they found the murder hornet. They trained those animal act. They're sending frequencies and control them and have them kill, all their children and stuff. But first, they have to show you that they're serious. That's why you see Bill Gates' children dying it, and then they will find a way to explain that. Oh, the alien controlled them. He made them do this. We're about to stop in 6 minutes, brothers. I awoke, lo, the air was darkened with flies. They covered the city like a cloud, and their nose was like the wall of the sea after a storm. When the sun was well risen, they descend and alight upon the dwelling, and those filled the houses and rooms and every place they could penetrate. It was impossible to hear from the hum, and they see from the numbers as they would alight upon the face, seeking to cover the eyes and the edge of the eyelid and inflict the bites. So those things were biting people. You could not even see and talk. They were covering your face, and they were biting you and stinging you, all kind of flies. And then when you smash your face, all the paste and slime in your faces, you can see the entire places covered with lice, flies, swarm, all kind of boom. In a few hours, the Egyptians become frantic under the plague, and it was impossible to keep them off. And it's driven away. Mosquitoes were involved too. And drive them away, they would pertinaciously return to the attack. All employment in Egypt ceased. Nobody could work. Eating and sleeping were impracticable. You could not sleep and stuff like that. Yeah, when they talk about flies, brothers, watches too. Watches all over, bed bugs all over, all kind of like flies, spiders and stuff like all kind of like insects and the scum stuff. Um, Eating and sleeping were impractical. I fled in my chariot towards Goshen. My horse, stung to madness, flew like the wind. Hundreds of women and children and men were pressing in the same direction for safety and relief. I crossed the grace canal which divided the province, and not a fly followed me, nor my horses across the area. All invisible barrier God has set to their bounds. All Goshen was free from the plague. And the Hebrews were extended favor of the Egyptians who sought shelter among them. The next day, Pharaoh, unable to undo the plague, and finding the magician could neither remove nor cause it, sent for Moses and Aaron, who immediately answered his summons. Go, he cried when he beheld them. Go sacrifice to thy God in the land, for he is a mighty God and may not be mocked. Hmm. Go sacrifice, for your God is a mighty God. He may not be mocked. Don't make fun of the Most High. It is not meat. It is not meat, O king. Answered Moses, what we should sacrifice to our God in the land of Egypt. We Hebrews sacrifice bull and ram, sacrifice abominable to the Egyptians, who call them their gods. Lo, shall we sacrifice the gods of the Egyptians to our God before their eyes, and will they not stone us? If we sacrifice, we will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to the Lord our God, and shall commend us. Seeing the resolution purpose of the table, Hebrew Pharaoh consent his demand, only adding, ye shall not go every far. Now go to it to your God for me for the removal of these flies, damn it. While this disclosure was passing between them, the fan bearer of the king, with all their diligence, could not protect the face from the stinging of the flies, which plagued him and sorely, while upon Aaron Moses not one alighted. Tomorrow, answered Moses, as he went, the Lord, whom I will entreat of thee, shall remove this plague also, but deal not deceitful king anymore. People will go. Boom. We're going to stop here. We're going to stop here for tonight. Brethren, the king sent for Moses. The flies was all over the whole Egyptian. A few hours, they become frantic. They become crazy. They could not handle the flies. The bees, the mosquitoes was biting them, bees stinging them. A lot of them died. And the king could not even talk without putting his hand in his mouth like this and talk. Every time he tried to talk, the fly was running in his mouth and his nose and his ear and his eyes. The little dude that doing the fin bearer couldn't even keep the flies off of his face. So he sent for Moses. Little Ramesses was in Egypt. He fled, so the flies bite his horses. When he was fleeing, he saw a group of people, women and men, children, are running towards Goshen. When he got to Goshen, not one fly. Not one fly in Goshen. And the Egyptians that made it there, they praised the Hebrew. They say, thank you, you save us. Their face is all swollen. Their back is all swollen with bites. And then he said, the king called for you, Moses. And when Moses and Aaron get before the king, not one fly upon Moses and Aaron. And the king said, take this thing away from me. Oh, man, I'm in trouble and stuff. Go. Don't go too far, though. Take your people, don't go do your sacrifice, don't go too far. And Moses said, listen, man, we cannot stay close. We are Hebrews, we sacrifice bull and ram. Your people, the Egyptians, they worship bull and ram. So you want us to be standing there and sacrifice this bull and ram? So you want us to sacrifice their God? You don't think they will stone us? Those people are backward. They're going to come and attack us. We need to go in the wilderness. He said, please, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have this removed. And Moses said, tomorrow, this will be removed. But don't harden your heart. Don't do hish. Don't F with the Most. I said, no, I'm not. Your God is not to be mocked. Remove this, please. He could not even talk. Fly or coming in and getting in his mouth. Brothers and sisters, we're going to start today because it's been 3 hours. We're going to a lot. Let me see. Oh boy, let me see. Okay, tomorrow we're going to be finished with this book. Tomorrow we'll be done with this book. We'll be done. Tomorrow we'll be done with it. All praises to the Most High, brothers and sisters. All praises. All praises. All praises. Give the Most High all praises. Brothers and sisters, let me play a little music, making a phone call, and then I'll speak with you. Give me a moment. Yes. Brothers, sisters, the Most High is grand. Now you understand the so-called Gentiles, they have no power, brothers and sisters. They have no power. Those people, they can do certain things, they can imitate and mimic certain things, they have no power. You see Jambries and Jennies, those two guys, they absolutely have no power, okay? Now you understand why when those people see something, brothers, they'll quickly to take the credit. They are there to take the credit from the Most High. We're just gonna do a little 10 minutes walking, 10 minutes talking. And tomorrow, brothers, before tomorrow is our fast day, Thursday, 3 days fast. We're going to look for guidance, holy guidance. We're going to say Psalm 51 tomorrow, 3 days fast. Tomorrow is the 6, 7, and 8. 3 days fast, brothers, from sun up to sundown. For those of you who wish to participate, thank you. If you wish, by the power of the Most High, by the power of the Most High vested in me, and He can take it anytime, brothers. Go in peace. May peace be with you. No, fear the Most High. Don't fear anybody else. There'll be no Jacob's trouble walking. Seek the Most High face, fast, pray, repent, repeat. You may leave if you wish. We are going to talk a little about what happened. You may leave if you wish, brothers. If you have to go to sleep or taking care of stuff and do stuff. Now let's have a little talk about what happened. Beloved, understand this. Those people, they have no power. The Heavenly Father have all the powers. Don't you ever let anybody tell you they have any power to create what the Most High do. Oh, genetically modified mosquito. Yeah. We understand what you said. So you mean to tell me you can create a mosquito, right? Is that what that is? So you can create a mosquito, right? Mosquitoes that can suck up like blood. Somehow you could not engineer those mosquitoes to save your marriage, yet you can create them. Is that what that is? You can create a clone, yet you could not make a clone of yourself, or you cannot make a clone of your wife. If she leaves you, hey, I got clone wife here, or better yet, kill your wife and take the clone. Nobody won't know the difference. Yet you can do none of those things. You can do clone. You could not bring Hitler back. Oh, Adolf Hitler been creating clones since World War II. Wow. That's good. Yeah. All right then. You people can create all those things. Yes, yet you cannot use none of those things to save yourself. Always taking credit. Now you see, brothers, you see how those people are faking everything, but there will be a degree, brothers, they have to admit it. It's going to become too heavy for them. They can't. They're going to tell the people, the churches, the people say, this has to be God. This is God doing this. There's nothing we can do. This is the heavenly power. They're going to admit it. They're going to have to admit it. That is why, brothers, I keep telling our people, Don't listen to those people, no matter what they say, brothers. No matter proof they showed you on TV, don't listen to them. It's all fake. They don't know what they are doing. Father has all the power, and the most I like to do this, he's like to play with those people and shame them. Tomorrow I think tomorrow we'll be able to finish with this, brothers. We'll be able to finish with this whole book, and then tomorrow we'll begin at the same time, 8:30 p.m. Please join us. We'll finish the whole book, and after that, I will take a break, brothers. After this book, I will take a break. You will not see me on every. You will see me every Saturday. You will see me every Saturday for calling only, unless something happen and the Messiah say, "Hey, hop on it, talk to my people." But I will take a break to rest and then study. I will finish up. Well, I'll study. I already read the entire book of Joshua, but I'm gonna have to read it again to get some other stuff and connecting some dots and stuff. I will I will be in a quote unquote a hiatus. I'll be in an absence, a little time of absence. Forgive me. You will see me in the prayer though. You will see me in the prayer every day. You will not see me in the podcast unless it's Saturday. Saturday, 8:30, you will see me on the podcast. And after that, you will see me in prayers because I will need to be. You may not even see me in prayers, brethren. Okay. You may not even see me in prayers. Sometime you'll see me in prayers. Sometime you may not see me, but I will do the best that I can. And brothers, if you don't hear about me for like a week or two, I'm fine. Everything is good. I don't know. Everything is good. It's just like I'm working and I'm getting stuff prepared. And certain books I have to study them first before I bring them to the people. Certain things I have to get there. So forgive me if you don't see me. I understand a lot of you use the servant of the Most High as a coach to lean on. It is good, but certain things, brothers, I have to go ahead and things like that. So brother, we can walk in a comic book and stuff like that, and we have to ask the Most High the permission. That's why we're gonna ask him. He already confirmed it, brothers. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, confirmed this. He said, "Yes, go ahead, do it. Do the." He confirmed the before the fast. We already prayed. He confirmed us to have the media empire, so we can stay on a high frequency, brothers. The reason why we're always in low frequency because we're always watching their media, and their media is loaded but nothing but with negativity. With negativity. He already confirmed it. So with the $5 challenge, brothers, once we finish, we already know our first step. Our first step is going to be make the media empire for the Heavenly Father. We're going to buy the cameras. We're going to buy a place. We're going to get a place here. Maybe, well, if we cannot get a place in Hollywood because of California and stuff like that, it's too expensive. But down here in Florida will be the best because the weather down here is like 24/7 summer. And then it doesn't have a season. Plus, it's cheap. If we get a place here to film to make the studio, and it will be big, it will be an entire building dedicated to the Most High. And this building, brothers, we will have a editing room. We will have uh, a green screen room. We'll have a studio in there. We will have a visual effects team in there. So we will create a job for our people. We'll create jobs for them, and then we will give them everything that they need to start this. We'll have another room for animation and making comic books and things like that, and we'll have a room for writers. Okay, it will be a big building. We'll do everything that we're supposed to do for the Most High. We'll create our own if Bridget, if we come up with this money, but the Most High give us the green light to do this. That he confirmed it in one of the video high frequency and the beloved brother Big Judah. So for those of you who want to participate in the $5 challenge, we can do this. So now, brothers, we really don't need to invest in those Dodge coins and then those stuff. We don't need to invest in that thing. Trust me. Well, now don't trust me. Trust the Most High. I talked to the Most High. I said, don't worry about this. Don't worry. Our money's already been stuck for us. Okay, yeah, writer, producer by the Hebrews, by us, brothers. We are about to do great things, but we have to bring the strength. I got sisters, brothers calling me and say, Big Levi, I'm ready to give my money. I'm ready to give the whole 6 G's. I'm ready to give. The whole family is dead serious about this. I mean, this isn't like for the faint hearted, but again, brothers, this money, you can do whatever you wish with it, but some of us, we're going to use it for the Most High. Okay. Yeah, the bitcoins, we don't mess with that. We mess with real money here. Okay, I'm not saying this thing is not real, but we mess with cash. That's why I don't tell people to save 1 Bitcoin every week or half a Bitcoin of it. No, save $5. We're going to take it like that. So, and then we'll do this. Yes, beloved brothers. I understand that some of you don't need the money. You don't need to get paid. Some people say they will work for free for the Heavenly Father. We understand that. The Most High know your hearts, and He know the hearts of the people. Yes, we will work, and then certain people we're gonna have to pay. Certain people, they will just work for the pleasure of the Heavenly Father. But nonetheless, the money will offer to you. If we make a profit in this, we will do it and then build more stuff, hiring our people, and then keep that stuff and then give the Most High the glory. But the only thing that we will not do, as I said before, you will not receive no credit like, oh, this is that. There will be a specific place. If we made a movie, brothers, the movie will say directed and written by the Most High, all praises to YAHAWAH, and that's it. No credit, no, none of this garbage. And then if you want to see the people that work in it, there will be a link and a movie that say go to this website, and then you'll go to the website. You will see all the people that participate, who did this, who did that, who the Most High use and stuff. But the movie solely, the screen is directly dedicated for the Most High. No man will have any glory. The Most High will not share this. His children make a movie, everybody participate. We do a behind the scene what people does, but we will not say, oh, directed by Big Levi and all that nonsense and stuff. So we don't do this crap. We will not put this in there, brothers. But if you're serious with the $5 challenge, I made a video called the $5 challenge, how you can participate. If somebody can put the link in there, people that are there for the first time can make it. Yeah, I'm quite familiar with Black Sands, and trust me, brother. Oh boy, I don't want to brag here. I used to draw. Where's my drawing thing? It's somewhere around here. Anyway, if I show it to you, you won't see. I don't brag about anything because this is not about me. It's about the Most High. It's all right here and right here. The Most High put everything is here. It's just excited. It's so excited to work with the nation, brothers. It's just excited. You're gonna work with the other people that have the same mindset that you have. They share the same thing. We don't strive here. You don't see anybody strive there. You don't see anybody against what we are saying. Oh, I disagree. You're gonna do witchcraft. It's Hollywood and stuff. No scumbags here, man. No bucktooth monsters. Where's my teeth? Anyway, so I'll put it somewhere. You know, um, so things like that, brothers. We can do this, and then we will do our own stuff, and we will have a little place. We just chill there, and then do our own thing. Get a little small piece of land, and build that thing over there, and then do what we need to do in the name of the Most High. Yeah, yeah, brothers. Again, the reason why I don't do this project, I am, in short, what I'm selfish. I don't like working with people. Why? Because they will not understand me. That's why I have this mentality. I don't like to share. When I know something, I just know it. When I see somebody that have an idea what I'm talking to, I share it with that person. That's why I don't really like to come and try to share project with people because people won't understand it. But over here, people understand me. When I share something, they like, I understand what he's trying to do. I understand what he trying to accomplish. Certain people, you cannot talk with them. They don't have the quote unquote, not like you putting anybody down, brothers. They don't have the intellect. They don't have the comprehension to comprehend, to understand what you're saying. And they will make fun of you. Go try to build a Hollywood, man. Do you know how many Hollywood money would make and stuff. It's like, yo, you don't understand, man. It's not you making this big. This is a very simple task. Technology advances so much right now. Everybody, what literally, well, not literally, but most of the people the chat right now watching have a camera. Your phone has a camera. You know what that is? Some of you got iPhone. You can shoot a movie with an iPhone. So, brothers, we won't need that much stuff. All we'll need, first of all, we'll need a place. I calculated the whole project's going to cost somewhere on like 500. Well, not even five. Well, two a whole year budget, brothers, will cost 500,000. Okay, if we took 500,000 out of 2 million, we still have 1.5 million still there. With the 500,000, we can get the place, all the equipment, plus we can make a movie every single month for a whole year. For a whole year, with our own people. And then the rest we can get a place and stay, or we can open our own factories and do our own stuff. Yeah, but what we are doing here is called a crowdfunding. We don't really do crowdfunding outside. No, it doesn't work like that. I believe the beloved brother or sister Infinite Films, you new to these channels. It doesn't work like this. We don't do crowdfunding or donation. It doesn't work like this. If your heart, if you wish to give, you hold it, brothers. If you have $200, you hold that there. You keep it. You keep it, and then every week you put $5 on it. At the end of the year, like we explained it before, there's a video, $5 challenge, 300 people participate. At the end of the year, we should have $2,267,000. In reality, brothers, $50,000 can get us started. Okay, but we have to do that. Okay, we have to do this. We do this for the Most High. When you start a crowdfunding, brothers, now this is what's going to happen. You got a lot of people that are watching. They're not in the truth. They simply they like, yo, I want to see this. For instance, okay, this is an example. Let's say we want to make a movie about what we just read, the pillar of fire. We want to make the movie about the plague. We want to focus on Moses' life. We want to make a movie about the plague. All right. Now, calculated everything, the movie will come somewhere around like $200,000 of a small budget. Now you will have people like out there like, hey man, I want to see this. And then when we do, they gave, and then we make the movie. The Mosa has his hand upon it, and then the movie blew up. And then people gonna ask like, hey man, so I invest $200 in your age, so 200 times 1,000. So I need a piece of that bread. Oh, well, I give you $200. I don't see my name in this. I don't see my name in that. Yo, I was the actor. Why didn't you put my name in there? I was the actress. Why didn't you put my name? I was the sounds guy. I was the director. People will look for their own glory. And then your whole thing crash. The whole thing will crash. Give me a second, brothers. Let me look for the $5 challenge. Let me put the link in the description so that people can understand, because I explained this before, so we really don't want to keep saying the same thing while we have people there. I have to do a video right after that. Let me look for this. Oops. I got this. There's a playlist called the No Subscriber Guideline. Okay, the playlist called the new subscriber guidelines. So you have to play. It's 2 videos in there. Oh well, so it's 2 videos in there. Okay, let me put the link for you. All right, this is the link over there. This video, if you wish to participate, okay, so this video will help you. I just put the link in there. Let me put it again. I'm gonna put it like 4 times, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 times. If you wish to participate, you can watch this video. There's that thing in it. So now, beloved, And this video, brothers, you can see and find out what you can do. Again, this money, brothers, is not a money that you're going to send to us every week. You keep it. If the Holy Spirit moves you to do something for the Most High with this money, you will do it. But this is not a requirement. It's a money that we are saving as a discipline to keep you focused on the Most High. It's a discipline money. It has nothing to do with anything. This is the money that the Most High granted to you. I can tell you that right now, I got one sister. She already let me know, Big Levi, I reached the goal, but I'm still gonna put more. Some people have 2 Gs. Some people have 3,000. One sister have 800. Another brother have 5,000. The people, they are very serious about this. They are very serious. You know, some of you were asking, Big Levi, what can I do for the Most High? I want to do something for the Most High, but yet we come with this $5 challenge. If you can do this, do it for the Most High. Yes, babe. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, we just do that, brothers. We just do it for the Most High to keep the glory up, to give the name of the Most High. Again, brothers, we do not know what's going to happen a year from now, brethren. Next March, we have no idea what's going to happen in next March, brothers. We have no idea. Okay, we have no idea, brothers. We may not reach the goal of 300 people, brothers. Whatever the goal, whatever the people that we have, we'll take whatever we can and begin. The Most High have his hand on it, it will work. It will work. But then again, brothers, you know, I'm not that guy that will just, like, you know, try to well, if I want to, brothers, I can scam people a lot of money and then swag it, drag them and steal their money. But this is not their money. You stole from the Most High. You use the name of the Most High to make this money, man. He gonna get you. That's why this money is a blessing and also, oh boy, so cursing. It's a blessing, a curse. If it is used for the right purposes, it's a blessing. The whole nation will be blessed, brothers. But if one scumbag took that money and do something like it's abominable in the eyes of the Most High will deal with you. Yes, in total right now, the whole nation should have somewhere around $80,000 saved. The people that wish to do this. Yeah. That's why we have to do this to keep the people in a great frequency. Now, brothers, understand that if we started this program, the whole media empire for the Most High media empire, so a lot of other people will start watching our movie. They may not agree with us, brothers, but they will get the truth to those movies. They may not follow us, but the Most High, some of them will wake up through those movies, through those musics, through those things. That's why we have to do this, brothers. Nobody, if you take anybody anywhere, like let's say, for instance, you go to the island over there in India, that island that have inhabited by those people, and then you ask them, which one of you want to be an actor and an actress, a rapper, or rappers, or Hollywood celebrity? They won't even know what that means because they never seen it. They have to see something and then they will want to be like it. Those people out there, all they know is Hollywood and all that garbage and stuff. Now, when they start seeing our stuff, they will want to be like us. They will seek the Most High face and they will find it. Because our stuff will be better, it will be cleaner, it won't have any, well, you will have an agenda. We'll call the agenda of the Most High, the glory agenda, the magnificent of the agenda of the Most High. And they will want to imitate us. The reason why you want to be a doctor, because you've been to the doctor, you heard about the doctor, you know, and then most likely you heard about how much money they make. But anyway, that's what you want, you know, the people know. Thank you, beloved Patricia Dixon. 5 G's, and I'm still putting on. I told you, some people, they got like 6,000-7,000. They still putting money. One brother got 11 G's. He's still putting money. The Most High bless the brother. The Most High, another brother got 49. The Most High bless him. And he still putting, he said, I'm gonna put it. I must see how much I can get with it. I'm like, yeah, that's good in the name of the Most High. Some people say, Big Levi, I never save anything until the Most High moved the Spirit upon you. Now I'm starting saving, and I'm very serious about this. You heard the testimonies, brothers. You heard the people calling and talking, sent their emails and stuff. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, the Most High is grand, brothers. So, beloved, I don't want to keep you for too long. I believe it's already 12 o'clock somewhere. It's already 12 o'clock. So thank you for everybody that's being here, brothers. Thank you for all of you that choose to be here and talk to us and laugh with us and raise the frequency higher. Thank you. I will now take a short break and then I will make a video. I will publish it probably 12:31 or 6 a.m. Brethren, go in peace. Be at peace. Pray the Father. Ask him for holy guidance. Tomorrow we'll begin the fast from sun up to sundown, a 3 days fast, praying for holy guidance. When you're asking for holy guidance, you ask for the nation, you ask for yourself, and you ask for your family for the Most High to give them holy guidance, to guide them to you, because Hesh is about to go down, brethren. And then when it does, beloved, we really don't want to see our people getting involved. Me, I'll be happy to see my family member getting caught on the whole Hesh, but some of you, we really don't want to see this, brothers. Go in peace. Shalom. May the King reign forever. Let me see. Somebody says something here. Let me see. Okay. All right then.